is he even being like that? Doesn't even make sense. Okay, that's cool though. Titles clearly, dearly. Can I get the Drake instrumental before people get in here? Can I get the Drake instrumental before people get in here? Oh my god, this is a banger. Okay, banger. So we're good here. What's up? Okay, so we got people. Okay, let me text the Discord, right, and say that we are live, baby. And whoever jumps in here, you can just go ask questions while we're waiting. At everyone, I'm live. Come ask me questions. Okay. Okay. Yo, what's good? Yo, he goes live twice a week like he said he would. I got you, bruh. I got you. I'm trying to adjust this so I can get as front as possible. Are we doing glasses or no glasses today? We'll do glasses, I guess. Okay. What's good, people? How we doing? Okay. Talk about periodization for explosiveness. It's a great question. It depends. It always starts with the sport first, right? You think extreme isometrics and slow eccentrics are the best for type hip flexors? Um, extreme isometrics aren't like a bad start, right? So you could do like an isometric lunge and really lengthen the hip flexor. If they're tight, you might want to put a little more load on it. So you might want to load it in different ways that might not be putting it through like a full range of motion, or I wouldn't say full range of motion, might not be putting it through like lengthening, which would be like a lunge. Because when you're lunging, the hip flexor is like behind the pelvis, right? So, or at least you're positioning it behind, so you're kind of stretching it in a sense, kind of like a couch stretch. You guys just drop questions for now. I'm kind of getting everything set up. Just want to make sure everything's working. Everyone can hear me, right? Or is this too loud? Because I'm seeing a lot of red on my thingy. Let me know if it's like when I talk loud, do you hear like a spike of noise? Just want to make sure that's okay. If not, then we'll probably be fine on that part. I seem to jump higher without a run up. Why is that? It usually means that your tendon is pretty poor, so you can't store and release elastic energy really well in like a horizontal sphere. So what a running jump is, what a dunk is when you're running and approaching, you're decelerating, right? You're not actually vertically using muscular strength. You're using a lot of deceleration forces. So you're bringing in speed and then trying to stop it as hard as possible. Where the issue gets is people, they can't jump with a run up because they can't isometrically contract and they can't bring in speed pretty much. That's like the most basic way to explain. They can't bring in speed, and best ways to bring in speed is one, get faster, right? And then two is you have to be able to decelerate well, which all starts with like isometrics, right? So there'll be like yielding lunge isometrics. You can do overcoming isometrics, a lot of different types of stuff. The soleus is also a big important part for it. Your hamstrings, your glutes can be important, but it's usually like the biggest thing is gonna be like isometric strength, right? My first podcast episode's tomorrow. That's gonna be crazy. Drop questions while you're chilling in here, though. Everyone can just drop thousands of questions. I don't really have a plan for today. I was kind of waiting for some people to come in because I actually had some questions about my content, and I wonder if I could pull up my Instagram right here and I can get some people's opinions on Instagram. Um, let's see if I can load up my Instagram. If I can, I actually want to ask like whoever's in here, even if it's like two people, just like some questions. Which is more athletic, a 15-inch vert or a 4.3 40 yard? I'd probably say a vert, or it's hard. I'd probably say the 40 yard. Sprinting is very difficult. It's a very, very difficult thing to get good at. For resistance sprint, please tell me which one is better, parachute or sled. Sled is better because parachute is inconsistent resistance curves. So the wind can go left or right. It might not even resist. It might just drag on the floor if you don't create enough momentum, right? So if you're just slow, it's probably not going to get enough, momentum to even bring the wind back. It's shitty. But there's a consistent resistance curve with sleds. There isn't as much instability with sleds either, because parachute with the inconsistency left and right, it could lead to some instability, which leads to less force output. What is the best strength program method? Probably 5x5 is like the most standard, best way to like just raw increase strength. Why wouldn't it let me go on my Instagram? That's so weird. Let me try incognito. So that's probably the best way to raw increase strength, but it also depends on the person. I do really well with 5x5. Some people don't, but beginners, most people who are just flat out weak, 5x5 is really good. But my programs will always be like 4x4s and stuff like that. I won't really do 5x5. Do you do personalized training? Yeah, I'm actually, for Christmas, I'm taking in 10 people one-on-one. I haven't dropped it yet, and it's not going to be cheap. So if you can't afford personalized training, just get my cheap shit or my free shit. But it will be like some high-quality stuff, though. Like fully one-on-one stuff. 10 people. Have you already recorded the podcast? No, I'm recording it tomorrow. Hey, Justin. Wait, why does the music stop? Oh my god. I can't even believe how boring it must be. Hear me talk about random shit. Let's just do Sonic background. Or actually, let's do Drake and 21 Savage background music. Oh, no. Instrumental. I can't even type. My keyboard's so big. Oh, perfect. Okay. Ads? Oh, I'm in incognito. Okay. Damn. Okay. Where are we going at? So you sprain ankles always coming from stepping or landing on a foot. What do you do? Once you can bear weight and you can actually start training, then it's gonna be like full range of motion ankle circles, a lot of lateral plyometrics, lateral jump rope, lateral pogos. You can do a lot of isometric stuff too if the tendon's really bothered, right? Because you have a lot of tendons within, a lot of tendon fascia within the ankle. So a lot of isometrics can help, especially like the banded ones where you hold like a flexed position can be really, really good. So just following the program as is would fix the problem. Yeah, if you're doing just jump, it probably will fix the problem. And if you feel like it's not, then go back to phase 1 and do phase 1 for like 2 to 3 months. How often do I play pickup? I play pickup like 3 to 4 times a week. For athletes, I would suggest at least 2. But then also, like, if you're really trying to chase like performance, then like 1 to 2 or 0 to 2. Is it harder to improve elite speed or elite vertical? I don't want to say like what's harder because it's a pointless conversation at the end of the day. I mean, you're gonna have to run faster to jump higher, and vice versa. And either way, it's all semantics. It's like what's harder, baseball or soccer? It's like, like everything's hard at the end of the day, right? But speed is hard. Like I just said not to compare, but I'm literally comparing. Speed is hard though. Speed is really, really hard. Speed is really hard. You have to really know what you're doing. Be very, very, very precise. Vertical jump, you can still get a lot of gains to do a lot of shit wrong, right? You can see a lot, like even like someone like Isaiah Rivera. I don't think that his coaching is bad, like his training, but it's not perfect. Like I know what he does. It's not perfect, but you can still get improvement. But sprinting, you could do a couple things wrong, 1 or 2 little exercises here and there wrong, mess up this little thing, mess up your volume here and there, and you're like it's hard. Like you're not gonna get faster. It's rough. Would you say sled work is essential for big speed gains? Resistance sprints are really important. It depends on the person. Like if you really struggle with acceleration, you're never gonna get fast if you don't do some type of resistance. Like you will legitimately stay slow for the rest of your life. But if you naturally are like very explosive at the start, you might be able to get away without some sled work. But there's so many ways. You can get a band and find a friend to resist you with the band, right? Something, literally something with the resistance. Should I do single leg squats and split squats on the same lower body day or separate days? The single leg squat is a split squat. The single leg squat is a Bulgarian split squat. It's just on one foot. You don't need to do both. All you need is one compound squat and one compound hinge per lower body day. right? Okay. Should I do? Wait. Oh, when would it be? What? Oh, when would it be? Because I'm interested after my track season in May. I mean, I'm gonna have like open slots. I'm only gonna take in 10 people at a time. I can't handle more than 10 people. Like training 10 people, like one on one online with everything else I'm doing. So I'll probably have some slots open in May. Have you seen angles Shy decelerates at when attacking rim? How can someone acquire such athleticism? It's kind of what I was talking about earlier. A lot of it's like a lot of rigidness with the isometrically. There's obviously technique to it, right? Like his deceleration is like the inverted step with the ankle and like the angles you put your feet at. Like there's a lot of stuff like that that's important. But in terms of like the raw athleticism of it, you get to teach your body how to store elastic energy. That's like the foundation to it, and that's going to come from plyometrics, isometric training, and fast eccentrics. All right, you have to teach your body how to store and then put on the brakes and not collapse or tear ACL or something, right? Can you maintain a 40-yard PR and approach vertical jump PR after just playing 5v5 and nothing else? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the 40-yard, but you can keep your vertical jump just by playing 5v5 for a couple weeks and probably go nowhere. As long as you're a couple times during those 5v5 sessions, you try to do max effort jump, maybe go for a couple dunks in between like games. Manage your volume well. 5v5 is a really good exercise. I made a tier list that was like I think it was like the best exercises for explosiveness. I made it like 3 months ago on YouTube. I actually did pretty well the video, and I put 5v5 basketball as probably I think number 1 or 2. I put it as 1 or 2 for like raw explosiveness. Probably one of the best exercises. If you're just gonna drop everything and you didn't want to study at all, right? All you want to do is just like, you know, whatever, right? Then, yeah. What the fuck? Um, what did I just get myself into? Where am I at right now? Oh, here we go. So I'm trying to find a song. I just start clicking at random shit. Okay. What can I do for knee pain and make it stronger? It depends on the type of knee pain you have. The first thing will obviously be like triphasic, modified triphasic. So it'll be isometric, eccentric, slow eccentric, fast eccentric, and then you can start going to like plyometric loading. But it also depends. Like there's so many like weird little things that have to do with knee pain. Like a lot of people just think I have knee pain from jumping, but it's like there's so many like biomechanical things that could be influencing knee pain that it's like hard to just say like do this. Um, I should drop a just protect free workout for knee pain in general though. What do you reckon the best sets and reps are for sled work? In the Speed Academy, we usually try to keep it under 150 meters or yards worth of sprinting. So sets and reps, you could just divide it from there, right? You don't have to do. Obviously, it needs to be under 6 seconds. So the rep needs to be under 6 seconds. So you could do, 5 times 30. You could do 6 times 20. You could do 10 times 10, right? As long as it's around that 80 to 150 in total distance sprinting, not in one rep. If I'm doing 5x5 and I can squat 225, is the 135, 165, 185 count as 3 sets? No. 5x5, you do one warm up set probably. Most people do not need 3 warm up sets. That's also another thing too. It's like a huge misconception. You should be able to get one good set, warm up set in maybe, right? And be able to hop in like a full fledged set and be okay. And if you can't, there's nothing wrong with you. Like not everyone can. It also depends on your age. But if you can't get into a full set like right away, especially when you're only squatting 225, then like you might have some like I wouldn't say mobility things, but you probably have some like overtraining issues going on. So if you can do one set and then go straight into your 5 sets, none of your warm-up sets should count. It should be all max effort. Um, do you think 10.89 to 10.3 is realistic in a season difference as a sophomore to junior in high school? If you're in season, it's pretty wild to like go from 10.8 to 10.3. Some people have done it. But you'll probably be more of like a 10.5, 10.4 guy if you have a good coach for in season, right? In a full year, that's possible. That's perfectly fine. How do you prevent an Achilles tear? You have to load the tendon. Loading the tendon just means plyometrics, excessive plyometrics. What's your max squat and bench and deadlift? Max squat is 450. Max bench is 265, and then my deadlift. I haven't done it in such a long time. I can conventional deadlift, no sumo, over 400 pounds. Um, at what age do you usually start to plateau when it comes to speed gains? Oh, and also with the strength stuff, like those aren't crazy numbers, but I also don't chase strength at all. I don't like. I almost never do strength training. I would say never do. Okay, God damn it. Let me pause for a second. I don't ever do max effort strength training. Like I don't do 1 rep maxes. All right, I do strength training all the time, 2 times a week at least. Right, I don't do 1 rep maxes. I don't. I go based off 5 rep maxes. So um, I'm usually doing like right now I'm in a higher velocity thing, so I'm only doing speed squats. Like I'm not doing like max effort squats. But I can still squat 450 parallel. What age do you start to plateau when it comes to speed gains? I mean, Justin Gallen's like 40 and he's running 9.8, so it's a hard question. The real question is, what age do you become lazy? Like, when in your life do you decide to be lazy? It's kind of harsh. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but like, it's kind of the truth, low key. Um, Sonic instrumental. Sorry, I'm trying to get some. Okay, there we go. You reckon sled work? I don't know what reckon means. In rear foot elevated split squat, do you rest a little bit after doing reps with your one leg before repping the other? Yeah, you can rest like 20, 30 seconds or a minute. You reckon resistance splits would increase ankle stiffness and help top end speed as well? It wouldn't increase ankle stiffness, and this is like very unnecessary specifics. The reason why it wouldn't is because the ground contact times are longer with resistance. So instead of going like zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2, you're probably going 0.3, 0.4, right? And the reason why that matters is because top end speed, the ground contacts are so fast, they're zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 minimum, right? That you training with more resistance in your acceleration, making the ground contact times longer, isn't going to transfer to the same ground contact times of top end speed. So like, yeah, I mean, doing resistance sprints, is it going to make you slow in top end speed? No, but like, I wouldn't say it would increase ankle stiffness. In terms of general aspect, it will increase rate of force development, right? It's going to increase some aspects of elasticity, right? And store and release of elastic energy. So like it's still gonna help your top end speed, but I wouldn't say ankle stiffness specifically. But it's also just like unnecessary nuance. Like none of that really matters. It's kind of like a coach's thing. What are the best lifts to improve sprint start? It's gonna be probably like a half squat, a front squat, a half squat, a back squat, like a half back squat, a parallel front squat, a single leg squat. Barbell split squat's the number one easily. Number two would probably be half squat. And then number three is there is no lift that's going to improve your acceleration. It's going to be resistance sprints. The real answer is resistance sprints. Are you a walking bucket, or what type of game you have? If I'm a rebounder, for example. Wait, what type of game you have? I'm a rebounder, for example. Oh, I'm a bucket guy. I pass like. Who does my game represent very similarly? I know everyone says they play like Kyrie, but I legitimately play like Kyrie. So I've gotten James Harden comparisons. I've gotten Kyrie comparisons. Some people say DeMar DeRozan. I don't really understand why people say I play like DeMar DeRozan. I get a lot of Derrick Roses, right? I'm really big on finishing, so I'm a really good finisher. I'm really good at shooting off the dribble. I can catch and shoot pretty well, but I can shoot off the dribble really well, and I have a very good handle. I'm very shifty. I'm not like a fast dribbler. I don't like dribble in between the lanes really fast. I'm more of like a hang the ball, big shifts, AI. Oh, AI. That might be the perfect example. I play very similar to AI. I know everyone in the world says that, so you can take that for what it is, but yeah, I'm more of like a bucket type of guy, right? I'm really good on pick and rolls too. I feel like I play pick and roll really well. What's up, Jamari? Having recurring hamstring issues, and I'm gonna stick to a bike for a while. So frustrating. Well, the bike's not gonna be the biggest hamstring thing. It's really where your pelvis is positioned. So you have to understand that your pelvis, right? I gotta be careful here because I'm wearing pajamas, right? So you have a neutral pelvis. Wait, You have a neutral pelvis. This is your pelvis, right? This position. When it's tilted forward, your hamstrings are lengthened, right? They're activated because they're going through more lengthening just by you walking like this. So what most people have an issue with is being able to contract and relax your hamstrings with a neutral pelvis, right? So when you have recurring pelvis issues, it's usually an issue with where your pelvis and your rib cage sit. And if you could fix those issues, and you get this pelvis to a neutral position, then your hamstrings aren't going to be turned on so much where they're irritated. Once they get irritated, the tendons and the muscles get inflamed, and that's where you get recurring strains and issues. So it's all about pelvis positioning. That's like probably the biggest thing, right? So a bike's not going to do anything because what are you doing when you sit down? What does sitting down look like? This is sitting down, right? You're sitting like this. So how's a bike going to fix your pelvis? It doesn't, right? Respectfully, I'm not trying to say what you're doing is wrong. I'm just trying to give you like a different perspective on that. What do you think a minimal route? What do you think a minimal amount is needed to see athletic gains as far as splits? Just wondering. You could train 2 times a week and get great gains. Like probably the best gains you need. Sonic, I need fucking beats, bro. I'm gonna keep answering questions. I'm just trying to change. All right, there we go. Better for 2-foot jump, front squat or rear foot elevated? Rear foot elevated is the best for 2-foot. So best thing for top end speed is running like 60 meters to 80 meters? No. That's not you. Most people are not fast enough to run 60 meters under 6 seconds. So the best thing for top end speed is going to be like 40-yard sprints and flying 10s, flying 20s, flying 30s. You got to record one of those runs. Oh, 5v5? I should. I feel like I could be one of those like Instagram guys. Like I always said, if I didn't end up doing coaching, I probably would be like an Instagram like influencer hooper who just scores on everybody and does. I mean, I'm not a big shit talker. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a hothead. Like if someone irritates me, I'll match their energy in a sense. But I'm not meant for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not meant to be like a shit talker who, instigates and shit like that for views. Like I would never do shit like that. So I would probably be pretty boring to watch. But I'm a pretty good scorer. I can score at Division 1 level pretty much. Like I played against Division 1 hoopers. I played at multiple colleges, not at 4 colleges, but like at colleges against hoopers, and I can score on all of them. Like, height doesn't matter to me. Like I can score on anybody. So like I'm pretty good. I wouldn't say I'm like the best in the world though. No, I'm pretty good. I wouldn't even say that. I wonder, I'm a basketball player. Is it better to be a 1-foot jumper or a 2-foot jumper? 2-foot jumper is going to be better for basketball, right? 1 foot, you can get knocked off balance very easily, and you're not going to be able to jump as high. But 2 foot, since you have 2 feet, you can be more stable. Most dunks on people, when you see like posterizing, is going to be off 2 feet. Most dunks on is going to be off 2 feet. When it comes to like posterizing someone in basketball or dunking when someone's right next to you or with contact. So 2 feet's probably gonna be the most important, but I'm a 1 foot jumper, right? So like I'll only do dunks off 1 foot. I mean, I've gotten a dunk off 2 feet. I think I said in the Discord. It should be in the Discord somewhere. A video of me dunking off 2 feet, since everyone thinks I can't dunk. I don't know why. I have a literal video showing, but yeah. Any word on soccer conditioning? Soccer high rest time doesn't work because the aerobic game with anaerobic burst. High rest times work for soccer, but you do need like a small amount of aerobic, but you should be getting that in season, right? So you should be working anaerobic burst or anaerobic endurance off season, but once you're in season, then you could do like your mile runs, but you're just going to be getting a little bit slower, right? Have you ever been a fan of bike? Do you recommend any workouts for bike? I don't recommend anything. Wow, cannot talk. I don't recommend anything for bike, no. Any strength training for undersized guards? You got to be strong, right? So single leg lifts and compound movements for your upper body is going to be really important. Do you think if you play on double rim, you'll be efficient? You'll be a lights out shooter on single rim? I don't think it'll help. I don't think it'll hurt you, but like it could help. Like it'll teach you have to swish more. You have to shoot with a higher arc. But I wouldn't say it'll make you like lights out. Bro, Anthony Edwards has the prettiest jump shot in the NBA. Let's check that out. Let's check that out real quick. Oh my god. The first thing when I search up jump shot is 2K. What does this look like? Anthony Edwards jump shot. You said it's the prettiest thing you've ever seen. I probably believe you. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see it. Yeah, that shit is fire. So like when it comes to the jump shot, right? So we have elbow under ball, right? Guide hand slightly in front on the side. He's not gripping. That's a big thing too. If you're shooting with two hands, gripping the fingers will make you shoot. So the more tense this offhand is, I'm left-handed, right? So the more tense this offhand is, if you're gripping, you're gonna end up doing this. But it's really relaxed and it's in the front. So it's just securing the ball, and then I bet he's gonna have a really good release point. Yeah, and then he releases the ball early. That guide hand right here, so it's perfect. It really is perfect. That is like, and great flick right here. Great flick, great extension, elbow above eyebrow, right? That's a big thing too, elbow above eyebrow. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, we see it from the front. Oh shit. Yeah, it literally is a perfect jump shot. You literally can't say there's anything wrong with it. Some people say like they don't like two motion shots, right? Because this is a two motion shot. Steph Curry's a one motion jump shot. This is a two motion jump shot, but it's really good. It's just good. Yeah. Some people don't like two motion shots, so I understand like why it might not be the most efficient, but yeah. Whoa, a lot of questions happened while I was talking about Anthony Edwards. Hey Justin, right now I'm on phase 2 of Jamari. I have basketball practice. I just try to format your workouts. The practices are somewhat light. I don't want to compromise sleep. I'm young. Look at the in-season stuff, right? So all my programs, I have a bunch of resources that explain like in-season training. The biggest thing is you're probably gonna be training 2 times a week. It's probably only gonna be the Monday, Wednesday workouts. You're probably gonna take away the Friday workouts, and then cut back the volume by at least a set on every single exercise. Hey, I have a pelvic tilt issue. Gonna stretch hip flexors and strengthen glutes to fix it. So, okay. So when you have a pelvic tilt issue, stretching isn't gonna actually fix it. That's the issue. It's already over lengthened, so stretching it makes it more over lengthened. So when you're trying to fix a pelvis or biomechanical issue, you have to do stuff like PRI, which is loading new positions. So if you're trying to load like your pelvis to be in a neutral position, which is your issue, right? You have a pelvic tilt issue. You would rather get in a 90-90. I don't know how I would show this, but think about laying on your back and then tilting your pelvis forward and then contracting something, and you're letting gravity be the load, right? Doing more stretches is already stretched, right? Like for example, the hamstring, if it's already over lengthened, then stretching it more to fix it, it's already stretched out. That's the reason why it hurts, is because it's stretched all day long. So really look into Connor Harris. There you go. If you want like a very basic way, like the best exercises to fix your pelvic tilt, look into Connor Harris. I think JLu has the best handles on YouTube. Shit, so smooth. Oh yeah, I play very similar to Scar. I play similar to Scar. If you know who Scar is, like JLu he does videos with Scar. I play similar to Scar. If you're trying to think of, if anyone's trying to wonder what I look like when I play. I have to record. I just don't record. I just train. What's your takes on Nordics? They're okay. They don't replace sprinting though. They're not gonna bulletproof your hamstrings. 2 foot gives you more options when you're in the air, but 1 foot's faster. That vid is just regular mid range. Yeah. Oh yeah. In the mid range, obviously his release point's gonna be higher, so it's more 2 point. But it's still really good. Like I think that was great form. What do you think of resisted broad jumps? I have resisted broad jumps in all of my programs. If you can't do resisted, just do regular. Are hang power cleans or power cleans better, assuming you know the technique? Probably hang, just because the positions, but I still wouldn't even do them even if you have a good technique, honestly, just because of just the whole portion of catching it isn't very specific, right? So like when you catch it, how do I want to explain this? So when you're throwing the bar up with a hang clean, right? You're exploding it through triple extension, but you have to decelerate the bar to catch it. And the position you are when you have your traps up, right? Your shoulders and traps up and contracted, that's not full extension, right? So what you should be doing is a snatch, right? Snatches are actually pretty good because you're actually going through full extension, but because you have to decelerate the bar and land under it to catch it, I mean, there's gonna be specific parts of like the eccentric rear force development of catching it, which you can get through so many other exercises, and even the concentric portion of triple extension, you're not even getting full triple extension, right? So it's just kind of like it's interesting. Like, are you getting real hip extension, or are you cutting it short to catch under the bar? So I'm just not a big guy with Hinklings. I trained with Chris Corfus, partner of Tony Hart. You may know, what philosophies would you add to his? Chris Corfus, people don't even know. Chris Corfus, I paid him like $300 for like coaching advice and stuff. I bought all of his CDs. That's where I got most of my exercises from. If you ever wonder where all my exercises come from, like on Instagram and like all my programs, for example, a lot of them are from Chris Corfus. Very older coach, right? He doesn't do social media or anything like that. He's an Illinois coach, one of the best, probably the best coach in Illinois, first or second to like Tony Holler, I guess. Depends on who you talk to. But I love Chris Corfus. He's literally like an amazing coach. I wouldn't add anything. He does mainly everything I do. We do the exact same stuff. I do a little more strength training than he does, but like we do the same stuff. Literally, everything's the same. It's all the same shit. Thank you for answering the questions, Justin. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Like the way he lands and the rhythm is perfect. Yeah, it's really nice. How many workouts a week should I do hill sprints or sled work for? Probably like 1 to 2. What's your take on heel elevated goblet squats? It depends on the goal. If it's for like knee pain, like reducing knee pain, it's pretty good. Got it. How detrimental would getting your workouts in after practice be? It'd probably be fine. You look a little bit like Scar too. That's funny, yeah. I play like Scar. A little bit like Scar J-Lu. I do a lot of like J-Lu has like that, what's that thing called? J-Lu has like a very interesting play style with the way he blows past people, like his defenders, and I play like that too. Like I can blow past pretty much anybody. If you're taller, even if you're 6'6", I can blow past you. Alright? And it's because I'm fast, but I also have very good like ability to hang the ball and access people's insides, like their top foots and stuff like that. So I am really good at that, right? I heard Nordics can actually cause injuries instead of prevent one. Top end speed. Yeah, Nordics can cause injuries. Like I don't think they're that good. Like I don't program them ever, but I like some coaches do it. Like I know PJF. I know he programs Nordics in some of his programs. They're okay. They're just whatever. Nothing. What are you saying? You gotta learn how to power clean. Oh, got what you're saying. When you learn a power clean gets addicted. Yeah, I mean it's a fun exercise. I just don't think it's the best. But it's like it's fine at the end of the day. Other than sprinting, is there any other exercises to strengthen the psoas? Anything like full range of motion, hip flexor drives, but like actual full range of motion, not like banded stuff you see from. Oh my god, I almost called somebody out. That those TikTokers, right? The banded stuff where they're like, train your damn hip flexors. Your hip flexor makes you run faster and jump higher. You need to train them. And they actually don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's just like the banded shit where it's like, that shit doesn't do anything for you, bro. Alright, welcome to reality. So what should I substitute running with if no bike? Probably like, well, if your issue is like pelvic stuff, then that's biomechanical stuff, right? So like, go look up Conor Harris and fix whatever issue you got, you know? Just search up Conor Harris, tight hamstrings, Conor Harris, tight hip flexors, and you'll have some like biomechanical fixes and like drills to do. I would start with that. And you'll already see like instant gains, honestly. Or do just protect. Can you explain sprinting out the blocks? I began pushing back and my leg started and switched my starting leg, which feels unnatural because I've heard you're also supposed to push off both feet. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to block starts, you know, it's so weird. The back foot needs to be in a loaded position in a sense where the Achilles is very ready to fire. So I wouldn't say you push off it. Like, obviously you push off it. You don't just step out of the block, right? But it's not something where you're, like, jumping from both block pads. The block pad's going to be more... The front pad's going to be more muscular dominant. But that back pad needs to... The Achilles needs to be able to fire. So it needs to be far back enough where I wouldn't say you're loading up into the block at all, the back foot, right? But it's like the Achilles is stretched and loaded so it can recoil very fast, right? And then... I wouldn't switch your... Whatever feels most comfortable. Comfort is all that matters, right? The little shit, like, oh, like... this foot's up or that foot's up. The stronger foot needs to be up. The weaker foot needs to be back. Whatever it is. At the end of the day, if you're comfortable, that little shit's only gonna make 0.005 of a difference in terms of time. It's not actually gonna do anything, right? If you're comfortable and you don't feel like you're tripped out mentally, then that's all that matters, right? In terms of pushing back my starting leg to do that, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you're really tripped out. I would go back to whatever feels most comfortable. Make sure the back foot is far back enough where the Achilles is stretched and loaded, and then just explode out as fast as possible, right? Can you explain what flies are? Flies is just so like a 10-yard fly, you'd have a cone at the start and the end of a 10-yard, and then you build up for 10 to 20 meters before that cone, and then run as fast as possible through the cones. And you want to time it. That's why it's called a time flying 10. That's all it is. What exercises help agility? It depends on the sport. There's a lot of exercises for agility. There's thousands of ones, 1v1 anything is gonna be the biggest thing, I guess. Right? Like 1v1 basketball, 1v1 soccer, 1v1 running routes in football. Like that's gonna be the best shit no matter what. I've heard you mention that the benefits of karaoke for sprinters in the past, but I can't find the video where you elaborate on that. It's extensive plyometrics. So you probably need to look at like either. Oh man, that was a long video. I know why you struggle with it because the way I title videos, you wouldn't be able to find it off a title. It's anytime I talk about warm-ups. If I talk about extensive warm-ups or like the video where I talk about how to train less, like how to run faster, train less, like those videos I probably mentioned it. I appreciate your response. I do have a big problem with pulling the leg underneath my center of mass rather than just landing. What do you recommend to fix this? Not pulling my leg. I don't know what you mean, like in jumping or sprinting. When the 99 breathing on the wall help with pelvic tilt question? Well, it has to be the hook line one. So there's hook line stuff. The 99 stuff helps too, but it has to be one where you actually drive your heels into the ground. So there's different types of 90-90s, right? There's thousands of 90-90s. The ones where I've posted on just where you have your foot on the wall, that's not gonna really help. You need the ones where you have like your foot onto like onto a bench or something like that, or you could do hook line positions, or even supine positions. All that type of stuff will help pelvic. So there's like thousands of different PRI stuff. What exercises would you recommend for dorsiflexion? Any type of plyometrics really good, right? And then resisted dorsiflexion can help. Some people call it tib raises. I wouldn't call it tib raises. Full range of motion squats help too. It depends on where you're lacking dorsiflexion, right? Is it in the back of the Achilles? That's not actual dorsiflexion, but is that range of motion lacking? Or is it pain in the front of the foot? That's two different things, right? If it's pain in the front of the foot, then there's like some tendons and some bands in the front of your foot that are locked up, and you have to work that out with a lot of different type of ways you can work it out, right? You can look it up from Squat University or whoever. And if it's in the back, then you just need to probably sit in a deep squat position for longer. What do you think about the rear fest where you catch the bar after a fast eccentric? I saw Mr. Do It movement doing it with Jalen Green. Yeah, I actually just made a post about that. I mean, I did it with dumbbells. Or I showed it was JaVale McGee. He was doing it with dumbbells versus a barbell, but yeah, it's really good. It's amazing actually. It's probably one of the best exercises. What's your takes on glute bridges, hip thrusts? If used in training, which one would be better for transfer? Probably hip thrust and probably single leg hip thrust, but they're both good. At the end of the day, like you have weak glutes, you need strong glutes to run faster, right? It's a prime mover for sprinting and jumping. So you can develop glutes in a general way with either rear foot elevated split squats or hip thrusts, and you'll get better, right? But I won't say like transfers heavy to sprints, but it's still like there's research that shows it helps, research shows it doesn't. If you have weak glutes, get strong glutes, right? It's kind of like it just depends on the person, right? Best simple exercise at home to build muscle with no equipment. For upper body, it's just gonna be push-ups and pull-ups. You can get a really long way with just that. You can do pull-ups, chin-ups, which is just flipping the hand position. You can play with all that forever and get pretty good results. Is bounding a good exercise for an explosive penultimate? I wouldn't say it'll help your penultimate, but it will help with your bounce. What upper body exercises are important, if any, and why do they help? That's a long conversation. It also depends on the sport. I'm getting a lot of different questions from like track and basketball, so I don't know which one's like preference. But usually make sure you have a vertical push, a vertical pull, a horizontal push, horizontal pull for 3 to 4 sets, a session, and probably about like 8 to 10 sets a week. Do you think depth jumps are low key overrated compared to momentum plyometrics? Depth jump is a momentum plyometric. It's just not like consistent horizontal momentum. All right, depth jumps are really good. Like obviously, momentum plyometrics are good too, but they have different purposes, so you can't really compare them honestly. But the depth jump technically is a momentum plyometric. You're using gravity and like using momentum from gravity falling, right? Best upper body plyometric. There's a really good one that I saw. It was a video that said this is better than bench pressing. It got so much hate, but it was a great video, and it honestly is true. And it was like him jumping over like this in like a star position. It was really good. I'm solo training this year, and I'm a freshman from Colorado who runs 21.8 and 49.3. Did not make the team though. I have access to their workouts, but what else can I do in all my power to keep improving? Hop on the Speed Academy. Especially if you're in college, you probably have $30 a month. If you don't, get a job or do my free workouts and go transform your sprint speed. Go run 20.9. Sprints are bounding better for 1 foot. Bounce, like, see, like a lot of these, like, what's better? There is no better. There is no answer. Right? I know that's annoying and you want to hear, like, no, this is better. But there is no better. It doesn't exist. It all depends on what you need. Sprinting obviously would be like the best plyometric for everything. Like it just helps with everything. But like bounding also helps in a sense too. Like if you can't access early stance in your 1 foot bounce, so like if you're trying to run, right, there's different stances in your shin. Right? So you have early stance where your shin is negative. It's coming this way. You have vertical. I can't even show my shin. Right? You have early stance where shin is negative, right? You have a negative, you have a negative shin. Then you have vertical stance, so this is probably neutral. So when you're doing 1 foot bounce or running for a 1 foot dunk, you go early negative shin, neutral toe off, right? But in 2 foot, you have stuff like this, where you're in a horizontal shin, right? So the shin's moving forward above the toe. The reason why that's important is because if you can't access early stance, then bounding can help. All right, it can teach you how to be explosive and powerful in that early stance and how to store and release elastic energy in that early stance very well. But sprinting, you won't really do that. It's always going to be vertical because you're not going to be overstriding. Sprinting, you overstride, or you always land on your center of mass, so you don't overstride a lot. So it just depends, but that doesn't mean anything's better. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. Can broad jumps develop glutes? Yeah, they're really good for developing glutes. I was referring to sprinting. After reaching peak knee height, I don't pull my leg under me. Basically, I'm breaking forces with every step in top speed. Usually, there's like a couple things with that. You're probably not switching midair, right? So you have to teach your body how to switch midair. That's gonna be a big game changer. And then you might not be producing enough vertical force. So if you don't have time in the air spent, then how can you land on your center of mass? You can't because you're not producing force, right? You have to keep trying to catch up because you're not getting off the ground, which means you might need like to improve force production and your ankle stiffness and stuff like that, right? Could also be a pelvis thing too, like where your pelvis is positioned because you have a anterior tilt or a forward tilt, then you might be overstriding more, right? For exercises building muscle, just progressive overload on compound lifts, that's like 90% of the gains. I mean, for beginners, yeah. For beginners, like for first 3 to 4 years, it's really all you need, or 1 to 2 years, right? But after that, it does get pretty complicated, but it just depends on your strength. Poll here for who's here for basketball at track? No. So this is what I actually wanted to do. I wanted to answer questions, but I have an issue, and I wanted to pull up my Instagram, but I think we could pull up my TikTok instead, right? And I wanted your guys' opinions on this. So let's search up Just Shamari. Why does it keep saying something's going wrong? Nothing's wrong. Just let me search up shit. I don't know why it won't let me just like simply load up my page. So I wanted to pull up my TikTok for a very specific reason. right? There's nothing wrong with my TikTok. What are they on about? Whoa. Hold up. This shit is loud. Ah, it's loud. Alright. Never mind. Either way, I wanted to pull up my Instagram because I want to hear your guys' opinions on some of my content. And we have 20 people in here, and that's exactly all I needed. But let me answer a couple more questions and let me get to it, because I think I might be running out of time. I have 15 minutes. Kind of a dumb question, but what's the point of A skips, B skips, C skips? They don't help sprint technique at all, but they do give you elastic contacts, which is cool. My drop jump hang time is the same as my def jump hang time. Why is that? You're more ankle dominant, and your knee dominance is weak, which means you lack knee dominant power, which means you could be lacking strength. You might need to improve your half squat strength. You might need to improve 2-foot bounce. There's so many different ways to improve 2-foot knee dominant strength or knee dominant power. Med ball throws and more def jumps and broad jumps, stuff like that, right? You might be lacking acceleration as well. How can you make sure the glutes are firing during sprints? In sled sprints, I noticed that my legs cycle, but they don't extend the hip. You could do some single leg hip thrusts or glute bridges, isometric holds before your workouts, and just have them like 2-3 times a week in general, right? Like 2-3 sets of 30 to 45 seconds. Does Speed Academy include dieting? I'm not allowed to give dietary information at all, but I give like nutrition advice. Like I give like general concepts and like what type of food you should be eating, what's your macros should be looking like, but I can't literally give you a nutrition plan. That's illegal. I'm not a dietitian. Can you beat low tendon insertion? Of course. Best stretches of all time? Skipping stretching. Static stretching is pretty bad for you. Static stretching doesn't help your athleticism at all, sadly. And if anything, it only raises injury risk. So, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I just don't, I'm sorry. Something is wrong. It's because I have ad block on. Is that why? No, it's not because of ad block. What is it? What is it going on about right now? I want to put up my Instagram right now. Alright, whatever. Should I do hypertrophy leg workout or just focus on strength? If you're an athlete, strength is going to give you more. Power will be more important too. With the strength times speed, right? So you need speed and power with it. So speed-based lifting. Alright. Do I switch dorsiflexion midair when running, or do I keep dorsiflexion at all times? See, like, at the end of the day, I can give you the actual answer, but you're going to do this at fast speeds. No, you're just going to sprint. And naturally, the faster you get, the more dorsiflex you'll be. But there is no, like, stay dorsiflex, perfectly contract your calf at this position so your plantar flex. Like, you're not going to think that, right? Sprinting is fast. It's never conscious. It's subconscious. You can't worry about the small details. Go get fast, right? Details matter. I know all the biomechanics of sprinting. I can just give you all the minor details right now, but they don't matter, bro. There's someone out there who eats fucking McDonald's every single day. He goes to the gym. He squats, he sprints, he races somebody, he times himself, he goes for a couple dunks and leaves. He doesn't think, his brain is dead. He hops on Fortnite and he's 10 times faster than you. He does not give a fuck about his technique. I don't know who that guy is, but there's many of them out there. I know somebody. Fuck, that shit hurt. Actually, I'm gonna keep the glasses on because that look you can't see. I promise you, bro. There's a guy named Carl. I know him in person. He's one of my closest friends. He's a freak. He can run a 4.4 FAT. He is the most empty head person you'll ever meet. He doesn't give a fuck about technique at all. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anything. He hops on the game all day. He eats like shit half the time. He doesn't give a fuck. He just trains hard as shit. It's just that simple. It really is just that simple. I'm sorry. I'm going on a rant for no reason. But really, all these details don't matter. I used to care about them. I know it. If you look at my old Instagram page, I used to be all about that shit. All about the details of technique. But it really doesn't. It's never going to work. It just doesn't. How the fuck am I going to get this TikTok to load? Like, why won't it load? Why is TikTok banned on my shit? Okay, here we go. Alright, we're good. I got TikTok to work. So what I wanted to do here is, while we're here, love you so much. Keep grinding. See you later. Oh, appreciate it. Okay. Bro, looking like a researcher. Funny. Okay. So I have some questions, right? And it's about my content. It's about my short form content. You guys can see this all right? So my questions about my short form content is, I wanted to know, I've been wanting to take a shift, right? So for anyone who doesn't know my background, I've trained professional basketball players, right? It's people like Skylar Hogan, you can look him up. And I've also trained top sprinters, right? I've trained guys who run 10.3, 10.5. So I'm very well versed in track and field and basketball. The way algorithms work on social media is that they pair your videos with content that pairs together. So if someone watches an NBA highlight, then they're most likely going to see something about basketball training, right? Or they most likely are going to see something about another NBA highlight. And eventually you can mix in your training content with those type of stuff, right? The most viewed things on social media is entertainment based, right? People don't go on social media to be educated. They go to be entertained and sometimes to see education, right? Unless you are extremely obsessive with education, right? Learning how to become a coach like me, you're probably not opening TikTok to learn how to become a coach, right? You're probably opening TikTok to watch somebody in the NBA, Kobe Bryant, say something motivational or do a highlight. So this whole entire point of what I'm getting at is that I kind of have to make a decision with my content, and a lot of my content is very broad, right? So I think a big thing that's like hurting my reach, this is about views, and if you guys don't care about this, it's perfectly fine, but I want to get more reach on TikTok and Instagram, and I feel like a big issue is that I'm making content that doesn't have a sport connected to it. So like if you watch track and field highlights, you probably would see a track and field, hey, how to improve your speed for track, right? If you watch basketball highlights, you're probably going to see, hey, how to train like a basketball player, how to improve your quick first step in basketball. But when I just say how to improve your explosive start, that doesn't like actually correlate in the algorithm with track or basketball. It's just kind of like running fast. And this kind of goes back to the point of people don't go on social media just to be educated. They come to be entertained, inspired, motivated, right? Stuff like that. So I'm over explaining this all just to break down. I want to dial in on a sport, right? I want to pick a sport to dial in on, right? I'm very well versed. All right, like I said, I have really good results in both, and I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what my audience wants more of. I don't know if I should. I could talk about speed and vertical jump, but it needs to be based around a sport, right? That's all I'm trying to say. It's like I could talk about speed and vertical jump, but that's based around track. Or I talk about speed and vertical jump, but it's in the perspective of basketball, right? I need to be known for something. I don't want to be known as the speed and vertical jump guy. I want to be like, no, he's like the basketball trainer who knows a lot about speed and vertical jump, right? So I want a little more like, I want to niche down in a sense, right? I kind of want to niche down to a sport. I think it would make it way easier to make content. It'd be way easier to build a stronger community who cares about the sport a lot versus general like example, right? Fuck, right? This video right here is about running faster, right? But there is no sport attached to it. It's just how to run faster. So how does the algorithm know that somebody wants to watch a random video about educating themselves on how to run faster? It has no sport attached to it. So if someone's watching NBA highlights, why would this show up? There is no reason for it to show up, right? So it's gonna flop, right? The same thing here, like develops power for what? What if I made this about basketball, or I showed myself dribbling and I'm like, show myself doing a dunk off 2 feet and I'm like, then watch what exercises develop power, right? So I want to pick a sport, right? And I want to be known as like a coach for a sport, and then just be like a strength and conditioning coach for basketball, a strength and conditioning coach for track, right? I want to dial in, right? And I don't know where to go, and I wanted people's opinions, right? Because even something like this has popped off on my Instagram before. This video done really good views, but when you look at it in terms of like TikTok, it's not very funny, it's not entertaining, right? It's just very educational. And where would the algorithm place this? Like, who wants to watch this content? They're not track guys, because it's not about track, right? It's just random about sprinting,
right? It's just about sprinting. There is no track to it. There's no basketball to it. No football to it. So this is a long-winded way of saying, what sport should I dial in on? If you're with me and you're following what I'm getting at, I hope I didn't make this too confusing, right? What sport should I dial in on? I don't want to be the general athleticism guy. I used to do these videos all the time. Start training like an athlete, right? Oh, don't train like a heavy duty bodybuilder. But everyone started copying me, right? I was the first person to do that shit. And everyone started copying me. Not everyone in the world's stop training like a bodybuilder. If you want to be an athlete, you need to stop training exactly like a bodybuilder. Everyone's copying me. I started that shit, right? So I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy who just talks about, oh, if you want to become a better athlete. Like, for what fucking sport, right? What sport are we talking about here? That's my long-winded way of saying, what sport should I dial in on, right? If you're trying to be as big as possible, basketball, because it's a bigger sport, and, well, you can make the Just Jump Academy in the next year, and you'll do really good. So I agree with that, right? I really agree. I want to do basketball. Honestly, there's like a part of me that's insecure, right? I've trained good basketball players, but I'm not no PGF, right? I'm not Drew Hanlon, right? I'm not them. I'm just not, right? So it's a part of me that's insecure that I might not stand out. And there's a part of me that I have some of the best results in the track and field community that does social media. There's guys who have better results than me in track and field, but they don't do social media, or they're like Tony Holler, right? Like, they don't actually do social media. I do a lot of social media, and I'm really, really fucking good at training people for speed. But there's another thing too, is that the track and field community is the most toxic community I've ever seen in my entire life. The amount of shit I get on Reddit from the track and field Reddit is ridiculous. Now, if you look me up on the basketball Reddit, I'm like the next fucking, I'm like top 5, right? People like respect me. I'm like one of them. I'm like literally a GOAT in the basketball field, right? People legitimately like respect me every time I look myself up on Reddit and in the basketball field. Everyone respects me. It's such a positive community. And also, there's more money in basketball, right? Now, obviously, I'm not doing this for money. I make a full-time living already, and I don't need to change anything up to make more money, right? I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. But like, if we're really looking at what's scalable, I've never heard of a like, the highest fucking contracts in track are like 100,000. So if I were to train a lot of professional like NBA guys one day, like, they can pay me real money and a real salary. If I were to train like, let's say 10 professional track and field guys who are on the Nike team, they all make fucking 40K a year. How much can they pay me? They can't even pay me what I'm worth. All right? So not only is the track community toxic, I think basketball is very strong, but I'm not very like confident in my ability to stand out in basketball. I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm sharing a lot of information. I never talk about shit like this, but it's really interesting. And I'm interested in other people's opinions. Like, what sport would you like more from me? I mean, YouTube's gonna be a lot of track because I only talk about track on YouTube. I use it for most of my thumbnails. But basketball is strong, bro. It's worldwide. So it's interesting. It's a hard thing. I've been very bent out of shape for the last couple months because all my content has no direction, right? Right now I'm just talking about general athleticism, and I'd have no direction because I don't know what to do. I have no idea, right? I'm really lost. And you can see on my Instagram a lot more. Like, you can see my videos are all over the place. Even on TikTok. Like, look at my TikToks, bro. If you were to look at this line of TikToks, look at these 10 TikToks right here, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 TikToks right here. What could you say you know me for? Like, if you were to be like, oh, just Shamari, he does that. What do I do? Right? The views are bad because, once again, I don't have anything consistent. What do I do, bro? Look at all these TikToks. If you were to explain to someone in a simple sentence what is my best thing? You guys don't even know. I know what I'm best at. I know what topics I know the most about, but what do I know? Where do I stand out? None of this I stand out. Like, let's be really honest. Like, I know you guys like me because you're watching somehow. I don't know how I have like 10 people watching right now, but like, I don't stand out. I really don't. In YouTube, I do, because I think YouTube's just I feel like I'm pretty good at YouTube, right? I like long form content, but here it's like, what do you know me for? Like, my content is all over the place, right? Like look at this. What Like, am I a basketball coach? Am I a plyometric coach? Am I a speed coach? Like, what am I? Right? What is a speed coach? Like, what? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you're getting what I'm like trying to get at, is like, I want to be known for something, and I don't know if it's just general athleticism. I don't want to make it general athleticism. You know? So it's like, I don't know. That's my rant. It's very personal. Like, this is very weird, and like, I wouldn't usually ask people for help for this. I'm just curious for people's why do you get shit in the track community? I don't know. Everyone on Reddit says I'm just a fake TikTok coach, and I have no results, and I've never coached somebody in my entire life. I've been coaching for 5 years. I have amazing results, and they're all public too. It's not like me just saying, "Oh, I have results." Like, no, there's people who have openly said that I've trained them and helped them run 10.3. Right? Like, I'm legit. But the track community on Reddit, bro, they like look me up, bro. They shit on me all day long, bro. It's so bad. Like, it legitimately made me like question myself. Like, what am I doing in my life? It's so bad. I've never gotten so much hate for absolutely no reason. Like, just hate. Like, raw, like, fuck that motherfucker. Like, he's a piece of fucking shit. It's bad, bro. But basketball, none of it. I never get an ounce of hate in basketball. Anything in the basketball community, no hate. Zero. Completely zero. So let me hear some people's opinions, right? Basketball, I think it's a better sport. I think Just Jump Academy, it would be, which you say you're going to do next year, is going to do amazing. Thank you very much. I agree. I think basketball would be really good. To be honest, you should do track. I think you should focus more on track. Why do you get shit on the track community? I don't know. I literally have no idea. Basketball. In soccer community, there is some BS trend in the gym that is bad for them. Soccer is also a very strong community, right? I've trained one soccer professional. He plays in Australia, right? But soccer community is really good, and they also get like crazy engagement on social media. Like, people are like strong, diehard fans for soccer, but I wouldn't say that's like my best sport. I think basketball is like my most knowledge. I think it's hard. I think I'm very knowledgeable in track and basketball, right? And I care about basketball a lot too. How much body weight percent of sleds should I be doing for sprint training? 10 to 20% always. You should focus on basketball if you want to do a little, you want to do it, but still do some track stuff. I think track limits you on topics that you can touch on. Basketball and football gives you more options. This right here, bro, I'm telling you, dude, Gio, bro, I fucking love you for this right here, bro. This is exactly what I've been thinking about. I don't know if you realize the past couple of months, if you've been listening to my content, I've been saying low-key the exact same thing for the last 3 months straight. When it comes to speed training, I have everything almost fully figured out. I don't think anyone can convince me that there's better stuff. I have studied so unbelievably much, thousands of hours on speed training. And it's very simple. Like, getting faster is extremely, extremely simple. And if you really pay attention to what I'm saying in my videos, because track and field is so simple, like, improving speed is so simple. I'm not saying it's easy, it's simple, it's straightforward. Because it's so straightforward, a lot of my videos are, hey, you need to sprint with max effort, you need to do resistance sprints, and you need to do some plyometrics. Alright, some max intensity plyometrics. Alright, you need to get strong on a single leg. You hear me say that in every video. That's all my videos are about. Right? You need to rest a lot. Right? You need to make sure you're eating good, make sure you rest a lot. I'm not saying anything new. Right? I'm not saying some voodoo exercise. It's just fundamental basic shit. Because improving speed is very simple. But basketball, football, other sports are very complex, right? There's so much to it because of movement, right? Movement is such a complex topic. Being able to shift your body weight is so complex. Decelerate your body weight is so complex that there's so much more topics to talk about in basketball, football, soccer. But track, you run in a straight line. Nobody is defending you. You don't have to react to anybody. There is no skill component. There's a skill component, obviously, because technique, but there's not a huge skill component, right? Like there is in basketball or soccer or football, right? There's not a huge skill component. So I really do believe that track limits me a ton, right? Every video I'm talking about resistance sprints because that's all there really is, right? If you are slow and you're not doing resistance sprints, you're fucking trolling. It's really just that fucking simple, right? So it's like, it's hard, bro. Should I lower to 10%? I would still say 10 to 20. You could do 20. Oh, my fucking battery's getting low, right? I do track by watch your basketball content since that will help me run faster. I appreciate you for that. Track and field,
Mix in unresisted sprints and acceleration too. Okay. What about American football? Yeah, American football is good too. Would you ever do sports specific online coaching like skills training and strength training in football? I wouldn't do the skills portion. I would probably send you. Oh, I froze up. All right, people, I froze up. Right? So we're gonna talk without the camera today. But I'm still gonna keep talking. We can just put on some of my videos, and you guys can still hear me, right? If you're still here, you're a go. So yeah, I think track limits you, and your videos are a little bit recycled because there's not much to talk about. In basketball, there's thousands of things you could touch on. That's very true. And I feel like I could bring some stuff to the table. I see what you mean. I think you should make more stuff about basketball, but I also think you should continue on some of your content, especially on YouTube. Yeah, I definitely like I kind of what I've been thinking about, and I'm gonna give you guys my marketing plan right now. Right, is I made the Speed Academy. Right, the Speed Academy obviously is for sprinting and is obviously going to be marketed a lot more towards sprinters. Right, so track and field. But I made something called the speedacademy.co on Instagram, right? You can look it up, and all I talk about is speed content. I'm trying to grow that page where eventually I just make that track page where I just promote my Speed Academy program and just how to run faster, right? And what I wanted to do with just Jamari and make it more basketball, right? And make it more of a basketball strength and conditioning page where I talk about basketball specific strength and conditioning stuff, right? I wanted to do that, but I'm scared. Right, it's like I'm selling a program that is more about speed training mainly. That's like my main, one of my main sources of income. And then it's like, oh, but I'm talking about basketball, right? And then I also have a YouTube where I'm talking about track, but it's like, oh, right. So it's scary. Like it's like I'm in a very weird spot, right? I see what you mean. I agree. I wouldn't be losing anything as a track athlete that you watches if you switch to mainly basketball content. But you've already taught us pretty much everything we need to know. No, it's really simple and redundant. Yeah, like track training is redundant, right? I could dive deeper into track, right? I could tell you guys my knowledge on like long jump and triple jump training, but it's very similar to basketball shit, right? Like getting good at triple jump and long jump is basketball shit. It's the same stuff, right? I promise you, it's not that complex. So it's like, why, like if I wanted to teach people track, it's kind of like what PGF did. PGF went really hard basketball, but then he was also like, oh yeah, I know a little bit about speed code. Like I know a little bit about sprinting. Like check out my speed code. That's kind of what he ended up doing, and I kind of want to take that route in a sense, right? Here we can watch some of my other videos. But like this type of stuff, like I want to push forward with this content, but like I love basketball, bro. Right? I don't know. It's just so interesting. It's so interesting. I noticed that my highest top speeds among my friends just disappear after like 1 second. Got it. You can do a lot of like 150 max effort sprints for the speed endurance thing you have an issue with. Your opinion on overspeed training or reverse hill sprints? I would never do reverse hill sprints, but overspeed training isn't bad. Those who believe they can and those who believe they can are usually right. Remember who said that. That's facts. I low-key needed that. Man, it's hard, bro. I appreciate everyone's opinions a lot. I'm charging my camera, by the way, so in like 5 minutes I'll be able to be back on my camera. So you're just going to kind of have to watch some of my videos and I'm going to talk over them. But it's like, man, I could take this basketball route, bro. And I'm telling you, like, I'd probably be second in the world in terms of like online basketball strength and conditioning. Like it would be me and PGF. We'll be 1 and 2 easily. Right? There is no there's no competition. There's not a single person who talks about basketball that knows as much as me and PGF would, right? But then it's like, I don't know. I've tried the speed thing though, right? People don't like. I don't know, dude. It's so interesting, bro. Just focus on one sport. Even if you're scared, you're gonna get confidence. Mix in a little other sports too. That's what I really need to do. I feel like in my head, I'm like, I need to go 100% one sport. Like just go 100% basketball or 100% track. And I think that's what I'm telling myself. I like how much you appreciate PGF. He helped a lot in my life, bro. He gave me a lot of knowledge very early on. I think what it is, like, I want to go 100%, right? But I don't have to. Like, I can go 80% basketball, 20% sprinting, right? Track. What about Drew Hanlon? Hits up there?
Yeah, I mean he's a skills trainer though. I'm talking about strength and conditioning. That's like two different fields completely, right? Um, yeah. So it's really interesting. I think I just need to go 80-20, man. If I were to go 80-20 basketball and just sprinkle in my sprint stuff, that's kind of what I did back in the day. Like, I don't know if you remember when I blew up on Instagram. I wish I could search myself up right now. When I blew up on Instagram, please, why? There's nothing wrong. Why can't I search myself up? I don't know how to search myself up. But like, it won't even let me go on fucking YouTube. I don't. What is going on, bro? Okay. I don't know. But like when I first blew up on Instagram, right? I was very basketball heavy. But when I dropped Just Sprint, which was like a track based program, like it legitimately made me like a full time living in 1 year, right? And I was mainly talking about basketball at the time. I'm trying to scroll all the way back. I blew up on Instagram first, right? But when I blew up there, it was mainly basketball stuff that I blew up from, right? I'm trying to scroll back. This is like around the same time when I started Instagram. But like I was doing a lot of basketball shit. It's interesting, bro. For example, 80% basketball, 20% other. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. It's like 80% basketball, 20% other. It's like if I were to post, let's say 10 times a week, I would make like 2 posts about like track and field here and there or something like that, right? And I'd mainly be doing like basketball related stuff. Um, it's interesting, bro. 2 of your 3 most popular videos on YouTube are basketball? Oh, wait, are you serious? Is that true? Wait, is this actually true? Are you being deadass? What the fuck? John Morant carried me, bruh. I owe John Morant like hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm not gonna lie. Motherfucker gave me like a whole business. That's facts though. Like even this one was basketball oriented. This was basketball, right? And we know basketball gets views on YouTube too. Like basketball is fucking huge, bro. Like search up the NBA, bro. It's not a dying community like track. Track is a dying community, dude. Every single year, track is going down in revenue. You want to hear something? Track and field revenue. I just spelled revenue wrong. I'm sorry. I dropped out of college for a reason. Right? Like, this is... y'all think I'm trolling, bro. Track and field is dying. And I'm making track and field content. Never start a business in a dying field, bro. Here we go. Alright. So, track and field... in 2021, revenue was 33.7. Their expenses was 34. The reason why this is important is that means they were in the negative in 2021, right? And I also heard something that they went down 7 million in revenue in 2024 or 2023, which means they were down $7 million in 2023. Track and field is dying. It's literally a dying sport. And I'm trying to progress my business there. Right? I'm trying to progress my business in a dying sport. Respectfully. Like basketball is not dying. It's not, right? Let's just talk about basketball viewership. Like this is just the NBA and obviously the basketball is worldwide, but NBA 1.62, 1.34 and it's back uptrend. This is literally like quadruple the times of basketball, right? Right? Basketball, or let's just do NBA. NBA revenue doesn't really matter, but the reason why I'm looking up revenue is because it kind of shows you like how the business in general is going, right? Like the corporation, $10 billion, right? Track and field revenue, 33 million. Basketball's 10 billion annual, which means they're making 10 billion with a B. They're not dying. Basketball is amazing. Track and field is dying. It's dying, bro. What am I doing with myself? Oh wait, you guys can't even see. Sorry. What am I doing, bro? The NBA, 10 billion annual revenue. Track and field, 33 million. And it's 7 million in the negative this year, 2023. Like, what am I doing, bro? Why am I even questioning this? Y'all know what's best. Both of them are John Morant. That's the thing. I can make them blow up without John Morant. I know how to make thumbnails now. My thumbnails are fire now. I don't think there's much left to get in track and field. Not gonna lie, tiny as sport. Don't know what else you even have to teach in track besides long jump, triple jump, like you saying. Yeah, like there's nothing else. Like I can teach people. I can become a long jump and triple jump coach and train a couple guys and get some really good results in long and triple jump. But like, I don't have a desire, right, to find somebody and be like, all right, let me make you like the state champion in fucking high jump, right? I don't have a desire for that. But basketball, I would love to build somebody up from high school all the way to the NBA. Right? Or train the professionals I'm training right now in basketball. I don't even play basketball, but I was introduced to you by the John Morant video. Hey man, Woomst, man, DM me on basketball is getting bigger, bro. Trust me. No, I'm telling you, it's 2 times more popular than 5 years ago. I promise you, basketball's on the up, bro. I know it is. I believe you, bro. On YouTube, you need to do the most popular shit. If Noah's gonna break the record, do some shit. If do Josh Giddey workout and someone's gonna blow up right now, you're funny as fuck for that. But yeah, that's the thing. Basketball is up, bro. I love basketball, dude. Like it's up. You could talk about basketball all day. I can break down so many people's athleticism, bro. Right? Basketball training's up on social media, bro. Look at the views. Like this is basketball. Everyone's posting the same shit. Everyone's posting the same shit, but people love this shit, bro. People love scoring shit, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I might have to do it, but I don't know how it's gonna go though. I have a great top end speed by decelerate faster. How do I improve? It's mechanics, right? So making sure you're landing under center of mass and keeping your pelvis in a neutral position is the biggest one. And then improve speed endurance. Look at this, bro. Like you can get real views in the basketball community, bro. And there's so much more like identity too. In basketball, there's like 50 guys who are noticeable. Like you can make them in a thumbnail like Kyrie and they pop off. In track, bro, I don't know if you realized, there's a reason why every single one of my videos is Usain Bolt. Right? Look what happens when I don't talk about Usain Bolt. Look what happens when I don't talk about Usain Bolt. I talk about Johan Blake, the second fastest man of all time. I get 4,000 views. The second fastest man ever. And I get 4,000 views. I talk about Andre DeGrasse, the fastest Canadian. And I get 5,000 views. I talk about the fastest female in the world. One of the fastest females in the world. 6,000 views. You want to know why? It's because track and field has terrible identity. Right? They're stars. You know, they're stars. They're fucking. No one knows them. The only people that people know from track is Usain Bolt. If you're not a track fan, you don't know who the fuck Johan Blake is. You don't know who the fuck Asafa Powell is. You don't know who Sha'Carri Richardson is, unless you're a track person. But basketball, everyone knows who Kyrie is. Everyone knows LeBron. Everyone knows who Jimmy Butler is. I mean, obviously this video didn't do good, but the thumbnail and title was fucking trash. Everyone knows who Tyreek Hill is. Like, every other sport has so much more noticeable figures. Everyone knows Steph Curry. If I don't post Usain Bolt, Noah Lyles, it's going to flop. It's going to flop. Literally get like 2 views. It has to be Usain Bolt or Noah Lyles. But basketball, I've only done John Morant that popped off. But there's so many people in basketball that I could talk about, right? So many people I could talk about. Man, I'm literally just talking myself into a hole. Like, I literally asked for your guys' opinions. And yeah, Josh Giddey is more well known than Noah Lyles right now. Right? The Noah Lyles is one of the fastest humans ever. And do you want to know what he's most known for? Saying the truth on a fucking when he talked about how you would say track and field is the real competition or whatever, right? When he got shitted on for saying that you would say track and field is like better than NBA, like the USA of the NBA or some shit like that. I am butchering what the fuck I'm trying to talk about. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The controversy he got in. Like, that's what he's most known for, right? This is, dude, I asked for your guys' opinion, and I literally talked myself into the clear answer. We know the clear answer. Unplug your webcam. Now I'm about to plug my webcam back in like 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to plug it in right now. Like, Josh, dude, Whoops said it, bro. Josh Giddey is more well known than Noah Lyles, bro. We're done. We're done, people. I'm turning this motherfucking page into a basketball chat, bro. Josh Giddey is more well known than fucking Noah Lyles, bro. That's it. The case finished, bro. We already figured out the answer. We have the fucking answer, bro. Josh fucking Giddey, bro. Josh fucking Giddey, bro. Like, Josh fucking Giddey pulling 165K talking about fucking allegations, bro. Like, Josh Giddey is literally like 203K, 362K. He is more known than Noah Lyles. 155K, 357K. Let's look up Noah Lyles. 8K? 70, 60? 2.1 million. Okay, but that's like literally like the most important fucking sprint of the whole year. 20? Like, bro, he's the fastest human in the world right now, and nobody knows him. Yeah. Oh yeah, the NBA World Champ shit. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember. I have a question. If you build muscle on the court, can it affect your creativity and shiftiness? It won't really affect your shiftiness, no. How do I know if I'm suited for longer sprints like 200 meters compared to short burst sprints like 60 to 100 meters? Does height really matter because I'm literally short, 5'7"? You could do both, bro. Like, being shorter, obviously you can be better at the 60, right? But you could still run a good 20, 19, or I wouldn't say 19, but like 20 to 21 second 200 meter. Josh Giddey probably not even top 100 in NBA, and Noah Lyles is the fastest human currently in the world. Like, literally, bro. Noah Lyles is talking about basketball and was the most exposure track and field has gotten the last decade. Bro, y'all have talked me into my answer, bro. Y'all have talked me into my answer. Like, we know the answer. I'm really just repeating the same shit at this point. Like, we know the fucking answer, bro. It's time for me to fucking dive into basketball. But the issue is, the next problem of this, equation is like, what the fuck do I talk about next? Like, how do I make this transition, On YouTube, it feels impossible. I feel like I can make a transition on like TikTok. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my camera. I can make this transition on TikTok pretty easily, right? And like Instagram and shit like that. It's pretty fucking easy to talk about like NBA. It pops off everywhere you go. But hold up, let me I'm about to pull in my camera again. One sec. Cool, we're here. Yeah, it's pretty fucking easy to talk about like NBA on short form content, right? It pops off on short form. What's my battery looking like? Oh, my battery's full. Okay, cool. It's pretty fucking easy, right? But when it comes to okay, from now on, you're a basketball strength and conditioning coach. Yeah, should we call myself that? Here, let me put some music on. Okay. Now we're here. So, damn, this shit's loud, bro. What the fuck? Damn, my voice is hurting, bro. So now we call you American football exists too? Yeah, like I could talk about track and football as like the 20%. Like, we do 80% basketball and then like 20% American football and track. Like, how does that sound? Right? It's not like just because I'm talking about basketball doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about speed and 1 foot bounce and long jump and triple jump. Like, I can still teach that, but like in the lens of basketball, right? Like, you're going to see a lot more hooks of me dribbling, a lot more hooks of maybe me doing some dunks, right? Because like dunking does really well for these type of hooks for like basketball stuff, right? Stuff like that, right? What is the evidence to 12 weeks general to specific 12 weeks of specific training?
It depends on the sport. I have no idea what you're talking. I mean, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what sport you're talking about. I do triple jump and long jump. My online coach has been getting me as strong as possible before doing elastic work. Your coach might be capping, man. I mean, you should be doing both at the same time. You should be getting strong and doing some elasticity work, and then when it's time to fully go, like that elastic phase, then you take away the strength training as much as possible. Maybe do strength training like once a week, like one exercise type of thing. How ideal does your athlete diet look like? High carbs, high protein, as little processed food as possible. But yeah, guys, like, let's be honest, bro. Basketball's where it's at, right? Wait, oh my god, I got a lot of things. For example, take Shay's highlights and break them down. Title video like how to decelerate like Shay, bro. Geo, bro. Holy fucking shit. You're so fucking smart. Wait, DM me on Geo. DM me on Discord. DM me on Discord. I might have like a little mini job for you, bro. We might have to figure something out for you, cause you and Wooms are giving me some fucking amazing fucking ideas. Well, even though you're not PJF, you are dunking at 5'7", so I think that'd be a really good selling point regarding basketball, because most of your basketball audience on TikTok is like high schoolers trying to get better or dunk, or yeah, that is true. I feel like Nathaniel. I've been watching a lot of Nathaniel. Or I haven't been watching him. I don't really watch a lot of his content, but I talk to him, and he makes a lot of content based around dunking, and it's interesting. I feel like he's kind of like okay. Let's talk about Nathaniel real quick. And I'm bringing up Nathaniel for a specific reason, right? Where's my camera? I'm gonna look. You guys know Nathaniel Morton, right? Where's the camera, bro? Display capture, right? Oh, display capture. Okay. I have display capture on. Oh, video capture device. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up Nathaniel Morton, right? I literally cannot find video capture device, bro, on here. There we go. Found it. Okay. Let's look at Nathaniel Morton. So I have a reason why I want to look him up. I feel like he's tried to do like the dunking thing, and I don't think dunking's the way to succeed in basketball. If you want to be a basketball strength and conditioning coach, I don't think dunking's the way to succeed, right? So like every video he makes, he talks about how to jump higher, how to fix the jumper's knee, and all these things. Like it sounds like good ideas, right? And the even the thumbnails, like they're good ideas, right? Like in general, it's like, okay, we're kind of getting somewhere here. You're using like a noticeable face, you're putting a big arrow on the person, and you're saying like a topic. But I don't think this is the way you succeed in basketball strength and conditioning, right? Like what I'm doing, but in the basketball thing, I think there's other ways. I think I'm actually in one of his videos. You know what's kind of makes me feel good is that I'm one of his top videos in the last month. Either way, I don't think that's how you succeed, right? I think there's other ways that you can succeed in this like athleticism field in basketball, and I feel like Nathaniel is like try to take the bounce route, or he's like just how to jump higher, how to dunk. Because I heard someone the reason why I mentioned it is because someone told me he's like, why don't you just talk about dunking? I do agree with that, but I think he's trying to take that route, and I don't think it's working, right? And obviously he's probably gonna change it up eventually, but I don't think it's working, right? I think you have to take kind of like what Gio said, where it's like it's more of like the hey, how to decelerate like Kyrie Irving, how to shift your body like Kyrie Irving, how to decelerate like Shea, right? Morton only talks about vert. It's so much more than that. That's what I'm saying. Like I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like I've seen people try to take the just how to dunk route, right? Even Teach Me Strength. Like they don't pull any views on social media, right? On YouTube. The reason why they don't pull any views is because like the people that watch about vertical jump content is short form content. All these videos about how to jump higher, but they don't pull views for a reason. Is because people go to like short form content for that. YouTube, you got to talk about like deeper topics, like how to shift your body weight like Kyrie Irving, how to decelerate like Shea Alexander, how to improve your jump shot like Steph Curry,
and or how to shoot from deep range like Steph Curry. And it's not jump shot tips, it's how to jump higher. Because when you start to realize that if you want to shoot from far, you actually have to jump higher. That's what it is. You have to produce more force to launch the ball from farther. You don't need to be strong in the arms. You need to be strong in the legs, right? That's the thing. That's what people care about, bro. But when all you talk about, when you take this route of like THB Strength and Nathaniel, they're great people. They know what they're talking about, but you can't keep talking about bounce. Everyone talks about bounce. The answer for bounce has already been solved. Everyone knows how to jump higher, right? Everyone already knows how to jump higher. There's no fucking there is no secret formula. We figured it out, right? That shit's been solved. So I think the next route, what to succeed in this realm is like what Coach Freaky does. Like he is changing the game in this type of field, and you can do it like this, right? Like I don't know, bro. I know I'm kind of talking a lot of like I sound like I'm talking out my fucking ass right now, but I'm telling you, bro, I'm onto something. Right? Like I think Gio and Wooms understand what I'm getting at here, right? Like I'm on to something. You have to take a different perspective, right? I'm telling you, bro. My online coach has me does piles and sprinting, but lifting heavy twice or once a week, and I could share my training with you just tomorrow. Yeah, send it to me on Instagram. We could check it out. Any tips for a blazing quick first step? A lot of it's horizontal plyometrics. Makes you more diverse. Can you make a short video about when to sprint, flow again, and hold your angles in 100 meter? When you're running 100 and 200, you're just sprinting. You just go, right? You got to go. There is some like very minor stuff you could do, like trying to slow down at the end of the bend or speed up at the end of the bend. But at the end of the day, you're fast or you're slow, right? You got to run all out. Can you make a video preseason, in-season? Can you explain, focus on different spaces? How do I get better at contacting finish? How to build strength and bounce? See, like, bro, Gio. No. We're not doing this right now. Gio, DM me on Discord. Please, bro. What is your Discord? Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, Gio, you're on to something. Whoops and Gio, bro. When Ja Morant is back, you'll reach a new high. Yeah, like, I can make more videos about Ja Morant. Like, Coach Freaky, yes. Like, Coach Freaky, like, he changed the game, bro. And I know that sounds like I'm just chatting out my ass, but, like, the concepts he's bringing to this shit, I can do the same thing. But for athleticism, I don't have to make it about, I don't have to copy him. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to copy him. But, like, this is different, right? You actually, like how to guard your body, lock down defensive tips, right? We could talk about how to guard people in basketball, but like how to be like a lockdown defensive athlete. Not like, oh, shift your feet at this position, make sure your arms are wide, make sure you're in athletic stance. Like, no, let's teach people how to be athletic as fuck in a defensive stance, right? Like, that's the fucking new shit, bro. That's how we change the fucking game out there. No one's doing that. PGF is doing it a little bit, but I can do it more because PGF is an in-person business. He barely posts on YouTube. I can do it. I can like completely push this new style out, right? Maybe watch every video from him. I love fucking Coach Freaky, bro. Coach Freaky. We talk on Patreon sometimes too. Like we'll DM back and forth. He's a good guy. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just like 3 video tiles that would easily do better than the redundant track content. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we already made, like, you, me, and Gio have already made, like, 4 or 5 video ideas that probably are going to do more than 50K if I do the right title and thumbnail. Like, if I package it correctly, it's probably going to do more, like, 50K. Like, how to maneuver in the air like Kyrie. Like, think about it. How to finish in the air like Kyrie. Vertical jump tips, right? Because if you want to finish in the air, you need a strong core so you can rotate. You need rotational power so you can rotate in the air. So I could actually not just talk about fucking sprinting. I could talk about rotational med ball throws. I could talk about cable pull and pushes. I could talk about how to decelerate your block step and actually get in the air and like so many things. Doing pull-ups because you actually need lat strength in the air and then you have to bring it down and do a layup. Like there's so much shit to talk about. I can actually talk about shit. I can talk about shit, bro. There's so many topics. Bro, okay, you know what? Omar, Gio, Woomst, even Justin. I mean, I talk to Justin all the time. Woomst Omar Geo, DM me on Discord or Instagram, like right now, and tell me your YouTube name. Tell me, hey, I'm Woomst. Hey, I'm Geo. Like, DM me right now. I'll make sure to talk to you guys tonight, bro. I'm gonna make sure I talk to y'all, cause y'all are fucking spitting. Yo, bro, recently injured my knee badly. Didn't go to the hospital. It was painful walking or bending the knees. Now it's a lot, but it feels uncomfortable. What should I do to get on the court? What type of knee injury was it? Like, where'd you get it from? How to guard lockdowns? How to fast break? Right? How to be fast? Like, how to be explosive on a fast break? Like, that's a different topic. Like, I could talk about sprinting, but like, there's also other aspects to it, right? How to decelerate? Like, Shay, like, don't you need some degree of aerial awareness? Yeah. Like, okay, there we go. Like, talking about how to finish like Kyrie. Guess what? Proprioception, right? When was the last time you've heard me talk about proprioception, which is also like kinesthetic body awareness in track and field? On my last 20 posts on YouTube, have I ever talked about proprioception? No. But now we get to talk about Kyrie finishing in the air, and I can talk about kinesthetic awareness. Like actual topics, not the same old redundant bullshit. Bullshit, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I think we know it. Like, I think we got it. Can you make a video on off season, preseason, in season? Explain what I should be focusing on during these phases. It depends on the sport, but I could do it. Yeah, I could definitely figure something out. Best. The fuck did I just look at? Excuse me. Best ankle strengthening exercises without equipment. I've been training for basketball. My ankle sprain still hurts. Full range of motion, ankle circles, and then lateral ankle plyometrics is gonna be huge. You can talk about mental health training too. Yeah, like mental training is huge, right? I've talked about mental training for track, but it's really simple. It's just basic exposure therapy. But basketball is a lot more complex. It was on my patella tendon, also in between the knees and quads, if that makes sense. Everyone is also so hell bent on vert and speed, is just neglecting everything else. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, that's the thing, bro. The reason why I brought up Nathaniel, like, I'm really doing a podcast with Nathaniel. Like, obviously I fuck with him, right? And I mean, I'm not really cool with THB Strength, but like, we don't have any issues. Like, we don't have beef. Like, we just don't talk, right? But all they talk about is vertical jump. Like, that vertical jump and speed are literally like such a minor portion of this whole entire topic in basketball. So if you want to stand out in the basketball community, PGF did it the best. It's understanding all the topics of basketball: change of direction, deceleration, kinesthetic awareness, proprioception, acceleration, sprint speed, like what happens in the lower limb complex, what happens in the upper limb complex, upper body training for basketball. Like, there's so much shit, right? Core anti-rotation, core rotational power, right? Stabilization in the glutes, in the hips, in the pelvis. Like, there's so many things to talk about. Like, it's not just vertical jump, but THB Strength and Nathaniel, all they're doing is talking about vertical jump. All they're talking about is how to jump higher. Everyone knows how to jump higher, bruh. We all know how to do it at this point. It's the same shit. We're talking about the same shit. There's another level to this shit, bro. Flow state in sports. Like, there's other things to talk about than vertical jump and speed. There's other levels to these topics, bro. So much knowledge that you have been wasted if you just keep telling people to do resistance sprints and time sprints over and over again. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. I've been saying the same shit for the last like 3 months. It's starting to get annoying because I feel like I can feel it. I can feel myself being like, I'm just saying the same shit. Like, what am I doing, right? What am I actually doing? I'm saying the same shit, and people know this already. Like, what new am I bringing to the table? And guess what? There's not a lot new to bring to the table. Speed is simple, right? Can you make a whole nother program on basketball on how to improve general athleticism? Yeah, like, that's what Just Jump Academy probably would be. Like, it would be like a vertical jump program, very similar to like Vertical Elite, but it'd be a new take. Like, it would be like my version of it, because I wouldn't make it like, I like Vertical Elite. There's some stuff that I just would have done differently, obviously, right? I'm a different coach. So, honestly, I haven't seen many videos on how to decelerate less videos. Many people need that like me because speed endurance somehow is terrible. Yeah, I could talk about that. But track mental isn't even close to basketball. So much different. Yeah, it's like, it's just different. It's so much different. Like, everything is so different. Can you make another program on basketball? Yeah, so Just Jump.
How to be shifty like Kyrie would be tough. Yeah, and you can frame it like a skills training program. That's what I'm trying to get at is like Coach Freaky. The reason why I brought up Coach Freaky, right? Well, the reason why I brought him up is he's talking about skills training. I can also frame my videos like skills training, but I can like no one cares about strength and conditioning, right? No one like the fact that I even have 10 people watching right now or 15 people watching right now is crazy. People don't care about training. They care about skills training. They care about how do I dribble better, how do I shoot better. But you can frame videos. You can frame. Well, what the fuck? I did not put on fucking Siri. You can frame videos like a skill video, like how to step back and make it about strength and conditioning, right? I could talk about how to beat your defender one v one tips, right? I could talk about 1v1 tips, but make it about acceleration, right? I don't need to talk about skill. I mean, I know a lot about skill training, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like an expert. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like how to guard anyone, I can make it skill stuff, or I can talk about athleticism, right? That's why I brought up Coach Freaky. It's like we can frame it like skills training or regular basketball, like news and NBA stuff, like what everyone does. But I can make it different. My fucking camera died again. God damn it. So yeah, bro. You could talk about how to be able to naturally use your opposite hand. Yeah, like I could talk about general coordination too. Like that's what it is. It's a lot of coordination stuff, right? There's a lot of aspects to close out on D as well. Draymond does it. Yeah, and like there's so much shit to that. Where would I watch to study and increase my knowledge about for sprinting? What's your advice? Joe Smith is like the first person, and then Altus. If you have money, do Altus courses. If you don't have money, find books by like Joel Smith and any of like Les Spellman's free stuff or my YouTube content. My YouTube content is probably like, in my opinion, obviously I think it's the best, but like there's a lot of shit out there, right? Could you get an 8 meter long jump without strength training? I mean, there's probably some guys who've done it. Is two acceleration power days for basketball off season good? Yeah, that's good. How to enter flow state easier? Yeah, like I could talk grind set mindset versus minimal training. Like yes, dude. Wait, my mic is dead. Fuck. Wait, hello. Wait, can y'all hear me? Is my mic dead? Someone said mic. I think people can hear me, right? Like that shit. Like, bro, I'm telling you, dude. We'll plan some Coach Freaky while we're, because he does a lot of Coach Freaky does his content's cool. Like we don't, I can talk and just like have this in the background. He doesn't actually, he does text, right? All of his stuff is text. So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like 2 foot finishing is another slept on part of basketball. Yeah, and I could talk about 2 foot, like how to finish off 2 feet, right? But then it's like it's about like the body control, right? Like strength training for body control. It's crazy, bro. How to get better at passing, playmaking? Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if I would go into like the whole skills. A lot of training information for about adults requests you put in information about kids like 9 year olds. I mean, yeah. I mean, when you train younger people, it's not that different. So younger people, the only thing they would be doing different is just a little bit less strength training, and maybe a little bit more like fun, like small sided games in a sense, right? What's good power clean to body weight ratio to sprint sub 11? Um, Power clean is not going to get you to sub 11. There will always be something that's trending in basketball, touching on what brings in views. Yes, bro. And you know what? You know what's interesting about this too is Steph Curry ankle injury. I can eventually get my channel where I one game one day I talk about like an injury, right? So Brian Sutter he has an interesting page because what he does here is he covers news, right? NBA and NFL news, but he's covering injuries, right? And then he breaks down what the injury is and how to fix it, right? So like, oh yeah, like Stephen Curry got an ankle injury, right? This is what usually happens when you have an ankle injury. This is the anatomy of it, right? Let me find it. This is the anatomy of it, right? This video right here. This is the anatomy of an ankle injury, right? Oh, it's not Steph Curry, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? So right here. So like this is the anatomy of an ankle injury. Here's how you fix it. And then let's also break down the news of what just happened. Like Steph Curry just hurt his ankle. Now let me actually teach you how to improve ankle issues, right? Like I could make my page like a news channel in the sense where I'm breaking down like live shit that just happened. Like look at this person's dunk and let's break it down. Or like look at like Shay's highlights and like how many times he crossed people up this week. And let's break down how he's crossing people up. Let's show some exercises how to do it yourself, right?
I'm not showing the fucking thing. Fuck. All right. Like, look at this, right? Like Brian Sutter, he does like a lot of he'll do like ankle injury stuff. So like, yeah, Steph Curry just hurt his ankle this week, right? He'll break down what happened during the NBA game. It was during the Los Angeles Clippers, right? Why am I showing you? I could literally just show you the video, right? He'll show you what happened in the video, right? He'll show you how the injury happened, and then he'll break down good exercises to fix it. Like, that's a great fucking video idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an amazing video idea. And I can make that like kind of newsish where I'm like covering like the most recent injuries or most recent like whatever it could be, right? Any type of highlight, and then break down how like, oh yeah, like look at Steph Curry. He just crossed up Chris Paul, all right? He just crossed up this person. Let's break down how to develop your change of direction, right? Let's break it how to develop the crossover, right? I'm telling you, bro. Y'all got me extremely excited. Y'all got me extremely excited. I think you guys get what I'm getting at, right? Like, I think we can watch some Coach Freaky while we're just talking because you don't have to webcam again. Like, it's cool ideas, bro. Here, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. And then like even talking about basketball, I can even go on live stream and then react to like NBA highlights and then put that on my Just Amari page because you guys know I have a Just Amari page, right? It's called Just Amari Live. I haven't posted on it yet, but I wanted to make it like kind of like live highlights and shit like that, or just stuff like me talking about like my life. I want to build more of like a brand about myself, right? And I can do stuff like breaking down NBA highlights, watching videos like this with you guys, right? And I can make it kind of like an NBA channel, right? I don't have to make an NBA channel, but I can make it like a highlights channel where we're watching NBA games or NFL highlights, right? And we just watch it together. Like I have 20 guys in here, we put some music on, and we just like we bull. And like I can make thumbnails that would actually get views on that shit because like the NBA it's so fucking popular. Oh my bad. I'm you guys are trying to watch the video. Yeah, basketball is way more versed in American football. Yeah, and football. Like I could do football highlights. I don't have to only talk about basketball, but football is like another one, dude. Football is complex. Football is lit, bro. Is body weight exercise good for 9 year olds? Oh, it won't affect height, right? How to make hamstring strong as a glutes overload as a kid? Yeah, strength training won't affect your height at all. The only time it affects your height is when you mess up your spine, which means you just need to lift correctly. So obviously you want to play on the safe side and maybe not put them under a barbell until they're like 12 to 13, 14 years old, maybe 13, 14. But you could do like dumbbell strength training or single leg strength training and get great stimulus without having to put them under a barbell. That's a cool idea. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you. I never played basketball before, but I'm starting soon. Do you think it's more important for me to focus on someone that has never stepped up? The most important thing is learning how to dribble and shoot, right? Learn how to shoot, and you can play with anybody. People are really nice, right? So you'll play 5v5, and you can tell people like, "Yo, I don't know how to play," and they're not gonna like make fun of you and not want to play with you, right? There, people are gonna work with you, but if you can't shoot and you can't play, like if you're fucking garbage and you can't shoot, you're like it's literally fucking pointless. Like you shouldn't even be stepping on the court. I'm not saying I'm not trying to scare you. Like I'm kind of just talking shit. Like I'm just chatting because it's 2 a.m. right now. But you gotta be able to shoot, bro. Like you gotta be able to shoot. Once I finally was able to shoot, like dead ass, like I'm talking like 60% from the field, right? Like really shoot that motherfucker. Like the whole game opens up and everything becomes easier. And then learning how to dribble, kind of like what he's doing right now, like learning how to protect the ball and dribble past people. So how to hang the ball, how to pocket the ball, those are two really big things for dribbling. Those are like the two biggest things. Like if you can hang and pocket the ball, like you're good. Like you're good, bro. Like you can play. Like everything else will come together naturally. And you obviously need to train and work on shit, but like it'll come. Does training focus on aesthetics help for basketball athleticism and strength? It won't help for basketball strength, but it won't help. I don't even know what I was about to say. It literally just won't help.
Should you lift sprints and plyos be done 2 times a week on the same day? Yes. Yes, it should be on the same day. Like cornerbacks in footballs require so much more athleticism than basketball, but football is not that big, only in the U.S. Yeah, I mean football. The reason why it's not that big is just because it's only in the U.S. Right? Like there's not a lot of like professional sports in many other countries. There's a couple obviously, but not as much as basketball. So it's not that big globally, and that's why football doesn't make as much money in the NFL as basketball. That's like one of the main reasons. And also, football is a team-oriented league. It's not a player-oriented league. So when you only care about teams, then you can't really like sell the players as much, which makes it less profitable. When is the podcast coming out with Morden? It's gonna come out in December, like sometime this year. Just curious, why don't you like quick feet drills? I know you say play wide receiver, you're training like a wide receiver. Wouldn't you quick feet be functional? When you really look at what people do as a wide receiver, they do quick feet, but not as much as people think, right? Like they do it as like a setup, but like a lot of the top wide receivers, they do very heavy shifts, right? We could look at wide receiver highlights, right? So like this is where people I feel like if we look really close, we could actually slow this down too. Like look at this, right? He's not doing any quick feet. Like most of the stuff you're gonna see is not any quick feet. Look at he does one little quick feet moment and then he explodes out in a direction, right? So when you're changing directions, that's not quick feet. That's not quick feet ladder drills. That's sprinting into one direction and hard stopping your body with the proper footwork, obviously. Like footwork is important, but quick feet drills are just tapping your feet. Like that, he didn't tap his feet, right? He changed directions. He shifted his body and momentum, right? There's a huge difference. Huge, 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 huge difference. Not once did he tap his feet, right? He shifted his body the entire time. We'll look at another one. Can I get another up close one? Oh, perfect. We're already right here. Like, look at this one too, right? Look at this guy right here. This circle right here, right? He does one little tap, and then instantly he starts sprinting, right? He does an in and out. That's shifting. That's the same thing as a crossover. When you're doing a crossover with a basketball, you're not doing fast feet. You're shifting your body, right? And then going the other direction. And then he just sprints. None of that's fast feet, right? Literally none of it. It's not a single inch of fast feet. It's just completely shifting the body. So when people say football is fast feet, like I just kind of don't think it's true. Like I think it's a lot of shifting, like change of direction, explosiveness type of things, right? Are low rim dunk sessions helpful? Yeah, they're really good for most athletes. For Speed Academy, can you explain how you programmed upper body days? I just do a vertical push, vertical pull, horizontal push, horizontal pull, and they're all compound lifts, right? And if you want to add isolation stuff, you could do some biceps and tricep stuff, but it's always going to be like some type of bench press, some type of barbell row, some type of pull up, some type of lat pull down, stuff like that, right? So I keep it very fundamental, and it's going to build muscle and build strength at the same time with the rep ranges I do. Um, what do you think about constraints-led training and variability versus just reps and stuff? I listen to Michael Lancaster's new podcast. Michael Lancaster is really good. He knows what he's talking about. I like a lot of his stuff. In my opinion, someone needs to break Usain Bolt's record and phenomenal to track and field to make it popular again. The reason why track and field isn't popular, I'm gonna give you guys my biggest three reasons. One, the people who are big in track and field, like the fastest people, are terrible at social media, right? None of them use social media. That's a big part, right? Number two, the reason why track and field sucks, right, is bro, wake up, Justin Mari's life. You're funny as fuck. The reason why track and field sucks is that there's high schoolers who are running faster than pros, right? The professionals right now in track and field, there's a couple like Noah Lyles, obviously, who are running like professional times, but there's a lot of professionals who are Nike signed athletes, Adidas signed athletes, right? Professional athletes, and they're running slower times than college athletes, or they're running slower times than the top two high school athletes in the world. And then there's high school athletes who are running faster times in college and professional track. That's an issue. That loses credibility in professional track and field, right? There's no reason why there's a 19-year-old who's running faster than a 24-year-old Nike signed athlete, right? There's a huge issue with that. And that creates a lot of disconnect because now it's like, what the point am I even doing track for if there's a bunch of little fucking 15-year-old ass little kids who are running faster than me?
How's there like 10 fucking 16-year-olds that are running 10.2? Right? Like that's an issue. That ruins the credibility of the sport because professionals are not running fast enough to separate themselves from these fucking little ass kids. I'm telling you, that's low key a slept on reason why that track and field's dying. I'm telling you, bro. There should not be little ass kids, 16 to 19-year olds, running faster than professional sprinters. For wide receivers, being able to shift your weight from step to step and no waste of energy, efficient change direction rather than quick feet. Thank you. Yes, Min Lee, you explained it perfectly. Exactly what I was trying to say, honestly. Bro, wake up. Justin Mari's here. I appreciate you, bro. What are some good horizontal plyometrics? Bounding, broad jumps are going to be like the two biggest ones, and sprinting, obviously. Does anybody know HMB increase athletic performance? Balancing leg broad jumps. Yep. Phil, bro, it's 2:30 a.m. but fire alarm woke up everybody in our dorm. Seen you been on the live, so I had to join. I appreciate it, bro. How do you jump higher? That's a long convo. Gio, thank you for DMing me. Hey, Wooms, make sure you DM me too. Track and field is also just naturally unmarketable because the biggest event of the year is a 10-second race. At the end of the day, people are just running in a straight line. That's also very facts. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. Like, when you really think about track and field, it's just running in a straight line at the end of the day. And that's a really big issue because, like, where is the creativity? You can't show off creativity. There is no art. Right, sprinting has art to it, but it's not the same as basketball, right? It's not the same as NFL. Um, so it's like it's really interesting because it is a 10-second event. So where's the money, right? Thank you for DMing me, bro. I appreciate it. Where is the money? Like when you really think about it, where's the money? Because how many ads can you run in a 10-second event? You can't. So you have to run these full track meets, for example, right? So you have to run the mile and the track and like the 800 meter and the 400 meter. That's just so you can get enough ads as commercials, right? But people only care about the 100 and the 200. No one wants to watch anything else. So they're not getting any. No one wants to spend a lot of ads on their track meets, on these big track meets, because no one's watching until the 100 meter, right? And the 100 meter is 10 seconds. So all of a sudden, you have something that's unprofitable, right? Because you have to run a 12 to 16 to 24 whatever hour 3 to 4 day track meet to run all these events, and the only time it makes profitable money is during the 100 and 200 meter. But everywhere else, no one wants to spend ad spend. No, like, big businesses want to spend ad spend because no one's watching it. No one's fucking watching ESPN and watching the 600 meter women's and men's. It's just not happening. It's interesting, bro. Track and field is not it, man. How to get a good reaction time to 100 meter. I have a bad start. Electrical or mechanical delay. But if you have a bad start, you're probably just poor acceleration and explosive strength. But also electrical mechanical delay is a huge part. Look that up. Learn how to train it. I got recognized by the King Justin Murray. I appreciate you, bro. How do you prevent the D row situation happening to you? It's very uncommon what happened to him, honestly. I wouldn't really worry about that. You just gotta make your videos easily digestible today. And today's people got no attention span. That's facts, bro. When someone is landing from a depth drop or decelerating in general, how big of a deal is knee valgus? I mean, it's huge, right? If your knees are going in, right, internal rotation of the hip, when you're landing, that's a big issue, right? Losing fat and building muscle at the same time while being overweight for basketball players. I don't know what you're trying to say. Sorry. The elite athletes just eat junk. Some of them do. Do you think bike riding will help with rehab tendinopathy? No, I don't. Being a track and field fan, it's weird to compare it to big sports. Like you can't be like the Celtics or Bills fans. You'd be like a specific athlete, but it's really a point to that. I consider how bad the top athletes are at marketing themselves. Yeah, I think Noah Lyles is trolling. Like he's the best marketer out of everyone else. But why have we never seen Johan Blake make a YouTube video? He posts like what? He has like 5 YouTube videos and they all have over 1 million views. But other than that, we don't actually know who Johan Blake is, right? And he's the second fastest person of all time. And Usain Bolt has like a good Instagram, but he doesn't he doesn't have a YouTube channel, right? He doesn't market himself at all. No one else is marketing him. He just posts on Instagram sometimes and TikTok, like once a time, and he gets some decent views. But like he's not
actually fucking like marketing himself, right? Every single person that you just saw in this screenshot right here. Sorry, one second. I did not pause at the right time. Like every single person you just saw right here, look at all the fucking recognizable faces. If you're just a somewhat fan of basketball, you know this is Jason Tatum, this is Joel Embiid, this is Jalen Brown, this is Al Horford, this is Marcus Smart, this is Burton, whatever his name is, like Tyrese Burton, or not Tyrese, Burton, whatever his name is, the small forward, right, the shooter with the who always wears the wristband. Like you know all these people. You can't say that about track, bro. People they don't market themselves. Saying for a long time makes you a sole athlete. It can like Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, right? Like all these recognizable faces. It's not the same thing as track. Steph Curry, right? Luka Doncic, right? The left-handed guy, Jalen Brunson or something like that. Jalen Brunson, like dude. So, all right, sitting down for a long time is not gonna make you slower, but like it can mess up a lot of shit, right? It can mess up your like your biomechanics, which can increase risk of injury, all that shit. If you lose strength, you'll get slower. Not necessarily. Can I easily transition from basketball to track and field if my basketball career doesn't pan out? It depends on what you mean by easily transition. Tobias Harris, what the fuck am I talking about? Sorry, I am so sorry. I knew it was a H, but I said like Haberton or something like that. It's definitely Harris. My bad, bro. That was such a fucking L, bro. That ain't Haberton gang. Yeah, no, that's just an L. That's literally just a hot L. I knew it was an H though. I was close. I knew it was a fucking H. That's Harris of Tobias. Um, Last question: is the back squat compressive on the spine? Yeah, it's compressive on the spine a lot, but it just depends on how much you do, right? That's why single leg squatting is a lot less compressive on the spine. Is a lot better. That's just like one part of it though. Dude, my voice hurts so bad talking for this long. We've been on live for 2 hours. Like I could see us, like I could see a lot of us, bro, just watching NBA highlights, bro. Just booling, watching like all the shit that happened on the. I could do daily live streams where we talk about NBA highlights and we just watch it, and then we talk about like training on the side. You guys just ask some questions while we watch NBA highlights. Like that's just legitimately a vibe. Just being LeBron's teammate gives you a lot of shine, even if you're not that good. Exactly, bro. I'm gonna dip. I got a race tomorrow. Good luck. Hey, good luck with your race, bro. I'm sorry for shitting on your sport for the last like 3 hours. I promise your sport is still amazing, and I have respect for it, bro. Good luck with the live new content. Hey, bro, you're gonna be a part of that new content, bro. I appreciate you, my boy. How many workouts do you do as have to do as an athlete? It depends, man. There's so many like concepts to it. There's so many aspects. You could be training 2 times a week. You could train 6 times a week. It really just depends on the goals. How much protein should you eat? Where in maintenance, calorie surplus? If you're overweight, you want to eat at maintenance or a small deficit, I guess, and just work on building relative strength. That's really all that matters. There is nothing else to it. High protein, small deficit, 300, 500 calories or maintenance, and improve relative strength so you can actually improve body fat percentage. How up to date with the NBA are you? This last year I kind of fell off. Last year specifically, but before that I'm extremely up to date. Like this year I'm getting back into it. I've been watching a little bit more. I've been watching a lot of the Mavericks. I've been watching a lot of the Celtics. I've honestly been watching Celtics like crazy. Um, but I can dial in, right? Like it's mainly because I'm not making content about basketball. But if I'm making content about basketball, I get very obsessive. Like I will literally watch like 10 games a day. I can dial in very, very, very hard and get all my shit down together. That way I can be a little more educated on like stats and shit like that, right? That way I'm not randomly saying fucking Halberton when it should be Tobias Harris with my dumb ass, right? Like I'll dial in, bro. I'll dial in easily. It's just last year I kind of just didn't watch too much because I've been talking so much about track. BJF said he's the quickest since AI. Who? I sorry, I forgot if I was talking about somebody. Maybe I look you forgot. How many grams of protein, if you would recommend? Is usually going to be about like zero point 0.8 to 1.0, so of your body weight. So obviously around 140 to 180. Thoughts on Pyomorph's 55-inch vert? Pyomorph doesn't have a 55-inch vert, and he's never trained a person in his entire life.
doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't care that he has a bachelor's degree in fucking kinesiology or exercise science. Because he put that in his bio doesn't mean shit. Just because he can dunk, he's also 6'4" and has a very long fucking wingspan, alright? It's cute, right? But he doesn't actually know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm sorry. Oh, Darius Garland? Darius Garland's fucking nasty, bro. Thoughts on Saiyan's training and his trainer's course? Worth the investment? Um, he's good. Like he's got some good information. I don't know about the trainer's course, right? Like I don't know. He's a young trainer. He's very similar to me, and me personally, I wouldn't make a trainer's course. Like I know a lot about how to become a good trainer and like sell your shit, but I wouldn't like I'm only fucking like what 20, 22, some shit like that, right? 21, 22. I wouldn't give people a trainer's course, right? Because I've only been training for like 5 years, right? So, but like he has good info though. Like he has some good stuff he talks about. Like and the topics stop the Plymore slander. I'm sorry, bro. He posts so much bullshit, dude. I only talk about complete facts, bro. Him and I think his name's Jared or some shit like that. Them two, bro. The I have no respect for you if you don't do plyometrics. If you don't have a 55-inch vertical jump, then I'm disgusted with you, bro. No one in the world has a 55-inch vertical jump. The highest vertical jump in the world is 50 inches, and it's one person. The average fucking vertical jump is 30 inches in the NBA, like 32. Like it's just complete fucking bullshit, bro. Yo, put on some Ja Morant highlights. Respect to Freaky, but Ja has it better in the background. Oh, you want to watch some Jaw stuff? I only play on Coach Freaky because his lot of stuff you don't need like any noise. You kind of just like let it play, and he is pretty cool. Do you ever plan on making a trainer course in the future? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of stuff to teach, so I probably would do more like consultations. Is Coach Arminas a good trainer? I don't know who that is. How about Bobby White and Coach Ross? So I used to hate on Coach Ross a little bit, but I like some of his stuff. Like I think I gave him a follow. Polymorph better than Les Spellman? Wow. That is an interesting ass fucking take. I mean, I know you're trolling, but Polymorph is fucking it's terrible, bro. I will say though, I am trying some video styles similar to Polymorph though. Like the like kind of like the hot take at the beginning, like with the text, like the TikTok text, and then showing some exercises. I want to do that. Like I'm trying to implement some of that stuff, and I got the idea from him, but I wouldn't say he's a good coach. So I don't think he's good. He's just good at making videos that get views, but it's really bad. Coach Ross has some cool stuff though. He has some cool stuff. Doesn't mean I have to agree with everything, but he has some cool stuff. Like I definitely have changed my opinion on him a little bit. Um, Thoughts on Thompson twins' athleticism? Are those two guys, the two black guys who, and I don't mean black guys in a rude way, I'm black too, but like the two like darker skinned guys, or maybe they're light skinned, who are like twins and they talk about like stretching all the time? How tall is Christian Coleman? You said he's 5'6", but on Google, yeah. So on Google it says 5'8". I have a friend who met him in person who took a photo with him, and my friend is 5'6", and Christian Coleman is shorter than my friend. So he's like 5'6", 5'7". You know that in the NBA they give you 3 inches. Everyone's like 3 inches taller than they're listed, or 3 inches shorter than they're listed. It's the same thing in every sport. You're always like 2 or 3 inches shorter. Coach Cross slide right now. Funny as fuck. You're trolling. You must have just woke up. Um, how is Zion jumping so high while being fat? He's not fat. You all those memes. He's not actually fat. All those memes were just bullshit, bro. He has a lot of weight in his body, but he has low body fat percentage. That's all that matters. Coach Ross trying to be like Bobby White. Oh, really? Is I thought they trained together. You're crazy. Les Spellman's a legend. Wait, are you being dead ass? I thought Bobby White and Coach Ross were like the same. I thought they all trained together. Wait, wait, are you serious? Are you being dead ass? Wait. Oh wait, are we being serious right now? Coach Ross copied Bobby White, or is it vice versa? Or don't they train together? Have you checked out Coleman Ayers' athleticism program? Coleman Ayers has a decent one. He just started picking up athleticism stuff because I remember when he first started learning about it, he took like Joe Smith's course at Elastic Essentials, which I also took, and that's when I first realized that he like started posting about how he's like trying to learn more about athleticism, which is a good idea. Like he's a skills trainer, so he should learn about athleticism. He has some cool ideas. He has some cool ideas. He's very unique. Like what I respect about Coleman is that he's not afraid to like be innovative, right? He's very innovative with his like ideas, right? And like you'll get a lot of hate for that for being innovative, but like at the end of the day, it's respectable that he's trying to change the game, right? He's trying to, right? Not everything needs to be extremely fucking what's the word? Like optimal, right? Scientifically proven. That everything in the world has to be scientifically proven. If it's innovative but has some scientific background to it, like it's good, right? I hope I can reach 5'10", but now I just turned 16-year-olds and nearly 5'8". But I think Bobby White came first. Coach Rice not really his own. Coach Ross not really his own personal trainer. Coach Ross be the Walmart Bobby White for real. Wait, dude, are we being dead ass? I thought they both trained together. That's what I'm trying to say. I know they make similar content, but they both talk about good drills. Like I thought they had the same program. Like I thought, you know what I'm trying to say? You know how like, oh my god, why won't this fucking load, bro? Instagram, bro. I literally got to load earlier. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, so like knees over toes guy, right? There we go. No, I can't get it to load. Fuck, bro. So what I'm trying to say is that Coach Ross, how can I get this shit to load, bro? I'm actually getting fucking irritated. Um, what I'm trying to get at is that why the fuck won't this work, bro? So knees over toes guy, he has like 10 guys that all sell the same program, but they like market themselves as they're separate people. I thought Coach Ross and Bobby White sell the same program, but they're separate people, but they say the same shit. Like they have like the same course or something, and they just work together, right? Like I'm not tripping, right? Like they both sell good drills. Good drills is the program, or hyper power performance some shit, right? Like this is the same program. Yeah, they work together. Oh, okay. Nah, but Bobby, the leader, and Coach Ross is just like his student or some shit like that. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm not tripping. That's what I thought, right? Yeah. Okay. So technically, he is the Walmart Bobby White, but that doesn't mean he doesn't know anything. He just, he learned from Bobby. People call me Walmart fucking PJF. I'm like, bro, I am not Walmart PJF. Worst case scenario, I'm Walmart fucking Joel Smith. If y'all know Joel Smith and like really follow his content, I'm like a Walmart Joel Smith. Like everyone's a Walmart of somebody, low key, like low key, low key. As a sprinter, which injury will damage sprinter carries more, hamstring, torn, or Achilles tendon rupture? Probably the Achilles. Hamstring happens a lot, bro. Oh shit, man! It is 2 a.m., bro. I'm wildin'. I'll probably answer a couple more questions and then wait. Let me look up Bobby White, bro. Because now I'm really tripped out, but it won't let me go on Instagram. So wait, you guys can still see. Oh, you guys can't even see. All right. Yeah, Bobby White. Good drills. This dude. Yeah, they're literally training at the same gym, bro. Yeah, this is the exact same gym. It's just high power. I knew it, bro. Y'all try to get me tripped out. Nah, I'm trolling. What is your next live gonna be? That's a great question. Um, my next live will probably be. What do you think about Mo Wells? No comment, bro. Mo Wells posted a very interesting video. Wait, which are we talking about? Because Mo Wells is that the motivational like Christian basketball dude. I wouldn't say Christian, but like there's nothing wrong with being Christian. What I'm trying to say is like he makes like basketball content, but it's also like faith related content, right? Like he makes faith content about Christianity as well with basketball, right? Um, he has some really good stuff. Like, and I like motivational stuff in general, so like I respect what he does. Um, the only thing that kind of blew me one time is like he posted a video about how to run faster, and it was a really bad workout, like a really bad workout. It was like 10-minute stairs or some shit like that, and then jogging on the track like 800 meters or something. And I commented something really positive. I was like, bro, like, hey, like I'll give you a free workout. Like I don't know if you should be doing this, right? And he like Loki kind of shitted on me, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, sure, I guess. It wasn't like the best response, and I was kind of a little thrown off. I was like, all right, well, I'm done watching your content now. Tim Riley's good, yeah. Is having good posture, like everything straight, no rounded shoulders, better for sprinting? Of course. You already know the answer. No, you're a Walmart version of me? Yeah, I am a Walmart version of you for real. Does HEG have any good stuff to it, or is it just bad for athletes? It's good for general population, like elderly people. It's okay. Like I think there's some merit to it. I understand what he's getting at, but for athletes, I completely just don't agree with any of it. With most of it. Interesting, bro. Okay. Um, I think I'm gonna probably call it for today. I'm getting a little tired. I can feel the tiredness, the folding. So it's like even this shit, bro. How many days should I train? It's a great question. Depends. All right, I'm looking getting really tired. I'm not gonna cap. Damn, he trains top athletes like Jettas and Ja. He's doing all that. Oh wait, no, not Mo Wells. Oh wait, pause. Mo Nose trains this dude, or this dude's Mo Wells, right? I wasn't talking about that Mo Wells. There's different Mo Wells. There's another Mo Wells. Is Zero Bounce a good trainer? He's not a trainer. He's an athlete. He doesn't actually train people. I don't think he's dumb. He definitely studies up and he like watches like PJF and people, but like I don't think he's like a good trainer in a sense, right? He just knows a lot. Like he studies a lot. Like he wouldn't like I don't know. I just wouldn't call him a trainer. Like I've watched a lot of his content. Should I do Bobby White's good drills? You should do just Jamari's programs. Bobby White's good drills are okay. They're fine. Um, no, Mo Wells. The person I was talking about was like the faith. The my fuck, bro. What is his? It's Mo something, bro. I was thinking of what the basketball, the hooper, the community college hooper, the guy who runs the NAIA. Oh, you're talking about Mo Nose. No, my bad. NAIA. Wait, NAIA Hooper. Oh my god, I can't type. What's this dude's name, bro? This dude. This dude, bro. This is not the dude. He makes so many shorts. It starts with the Mo. But either way, I can't remember. Either way, okay, my brain's starting to turn off. Yeah, Zero is more of a student than a trainer. Like he definitely studies. Like I could tell he like tries to learn a lot more. But I wouldn't call him a trainer though. Like I don't know. um, he's like in that weird middle ground. Like he definitely knows what he's talking about a little bit. But yeah, cool guy though. Maybe we'll get him on a fucking podcast episode. Okay, me getting tired. Might take my ass to bed. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for helping me, everyone who I've been literally streaming for 2 hours and I'm not used to this. So whoever helped me with all the video ideas, thank you so much. All right, I really appreciate it. Gio, make sure to hit me up. I'll hit you up. I got hit up so much shit, bro.